Welcome back, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back to another episode of the Sports F.A.M. podcast.
Welcome.
I'm super excited. I get to host this episode.
Can't hear anything.
I know it's struggling to hear. Can we turn up
headbang too hard?
Can we turn up the volume into our headphones anymore? Is that possible?
Yes, I can. I
That would
can
be
do
fantastic.
that, guys. I have that ability.
Part of the
That'd
problem
be
was
great.
my headphones were on backwards.
I
did
wait
not
a
do
second.
myself any favors.
Hold on.
We are
wait.
professional here at the Sports F.A.M. podcast.
Was your on backwards too?
Mine may also have been on backwards.
That's okay.
We share the same brain cell.
That's right.
Guys, all right, in all seriousness, I'm really excited for this episode. To our listeners and our viewers, I have specifically been pushing back the next episode for me to host because I've been waiting for this specific episode because I've been wanting to time this with something very important to me.
Okay.
I'm scared.
So I want to welcome everybody to our first Sports F.A.M. NFL off-season edition episode.
Yay!
Yes.
Woohoo!
For a lot of people, even for NFL fans, this is like, I know sometimes this stuff could be really boring, but like, I love this stuff.
Boring.
Like, I actually like, I really love this stuff. So yeah,
So
I'm
loud.
really, yeah, dude, seriously, like, who let a pig in here? Holy crap.
Turning Luke off.
Yeah, can we mute him?
I need to be
Yeah, I
heard.
can mute him for sure.
So today we're going to get into free agency started, I believe, last week, or like the legal tampering period started last week or the week before.
Legal tampering.
I
Yeah,
don't think
it's a
tampering
whole
is
thing.
legal.
Well, they have a legal tampering period in the NFL where it's like tampering is not legal, but it's like, well, if it happens within this day, it's like, well, there's nothing we can really do about it or something.
That'd be
So
like
it is-
saying like legal stealing.
Yeah, it's kind of
Sure.
what I was thinking.
It's just like not.
legal tampering.
Could you imagine if there was legal stealing in the NFL? And the Philadelphia Eagles just stole Saquon Barkley out of bed and added him to their
They
roster.
have kidnapped him, holding him in his basement.
Yeah.
His family for
Dude,
ransom.
I wish we need a
family-
quarterback. I
and
wish
then-
I wish we could do that.
And then his
Patrick
family.
Mahomes.
We just stole Patrick Mahomes from the Chiefs to
then
become the new quarterback of the
but
Cleveland
then
Browns.
His family doesn't know where he is till the first game of the season, and then he
Ooh,
wakes up.
that'd
and
be
like,
kind of fun.
There he is.
Yeah, that'd
He's
be
on
fun.
the Browns. Oh no!
I
That'd
will
be kinda
say,
fun.
I will say, I have heard that it would be kind of fun to like if we didn't have the media coverage.
Yeah,
of, like,
you
the
didn't know any of the
off-season,
off-season
Yeah.
and
stuff.
then like week one happens and like all the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like Devontae Adams
Ooh, that'd
is
be-
on
yeah.
the Rams, and I mean, like,
I'd be
and they
kind of
always
cool.
they
The
always
Seahawks.
announce like their biggest addition at the end of the walkout. It's like, and now introducing for the first time on the LA Rams, Devontae Adams. The crowd's like, wow!
Or-
Like, they're freaking out. They've
or
never
like
known.
imagine like Aaron Rodgers stepping onto the field for the Jets in like 2023.
Yeah.
How crazy that would be.
Yeah, and then
But
him
unfortunately, it
falling
would never
over
happen.
after he walks
Yeah.
onto the field.
4
for the
plays
Jets.
in or
4
whatever,
plays
you're
in.
like,
His Achilles
Oh.
explodes.
Yeah. Anyway, go
But
ahead.
anyway,
that was
but
fun.
yeah,
That was fun.
that was fun to imagine.
job, guys.
I have also
job.
seen what Luke's talking about, and that would add an element of surprise. But like, I like
Element
tracking
of
this stuff.
surprise.
I love tracking this kind of stuff.
I know. We know you do.
I do not shut up about this.
No
beard.
I,
okay.
I love
of.
following the NFL offseason, especially just with, unfortunately, how
Let me clarify. You love
The
following the
Bengals.
Bengals
Yes.
off season, not others.
and by doing so, I then end up following said free agency targets when they go to other teams aside from the Bengals.
Okay.
So, and other things like I knew about like the Devontae Adams thing, the DK Metcalf thing, like.
I would hope you know about those things.
Well, yeah, they're pretty
like,
big,
yeah.
pretty
pretty
big
big.
signings. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that being said, like I do kind of like following the NFL offseason. So like when NFL season's over, the stress of a Bengals fan continues even when the season's done.
Yeah.
So, especially this season.
Yeah. Ooh.
But so I wanted to kind of
Having
get
headphones
Dude,
issues.
we're all having
I
headphones
know.
issues today.
Ole.
But I wanted to get into the NFL offseason.
Stop. Just
Are
keep.
they on? Are they on the?
Yeah,
right way?
we're good. We're good. We're good. Luke's just being a goob.
Of course he is.
Yeah, go.
So.
Just go, man. Oh,
an inside joke.
just go.
Well, anyway.
Like a tomato.
So-
my face really red.
So today,
It was.
I wanted to go into just some of the big NFL, like for each of our teams. So obviously I'm the Bengals fan. Dad is the Browns fan here. Luke is also a Bengals fan, but for this season,
I should've-
you have to be a Broncos fan. You have said this.
Yes, which we've done some cool things.
Yes.
I think the Broncos hot take right now.
Can't say it now.
Well, this is
It's
like
for
a-
later.
it's like a
Let me
medium
explain
take.
what we're doing. Let me explain what we're doing, and then you can start. I'll let you start. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go into each of these 3 teams, and we're going to go over what are some of the big moves that the team has made in the offseason, or some rumors or
Okay.
potential free agency targets you've heard they might be pursuing
Okay.
for each of our teams. So that would be the Broncos for Luke. So Luke, I'll let you start. Well, what's going on in the Broncos NFL offseason, my
world.
guy?
What's their thing with
What's been
Broncos?
happening?
Broncos country. Let's ride.
That's right. That's
That
it.
Russell Wilson
Um,
absolutely murdered.
Yeah,
in
he
a
always did
bad
that with
way.
like very little
He was just
excitement. It's
weird.
like, let's
Steelers
ride.
country, let's weld,
Let's steal.
let's smelt.
Let's go.
Should we say our record predictions? Like as of right now, what
Oh,
we
Let's
think
do it,
are
at
the
the, let's do
record
it at the end
predictions?
because I think I have another segment
Okay.
at the end of this.
Okay.
We can tag on to that.
Okay,
so
cool.
we'll do a record prediction after the follow up to this.
Okay, Broncos, I think, have done very, very, very well in free agency. All of their free agency signings have been, I think, pretty big names and also pretty big needs, and even some, I wouldn't even say that they were needs, but they definitely upgraded. First was Hufanga, the safety from the 49ers, and he's a baller. He
Can you
really
spell
is.
that?
Hufanga? I couldn't spell his first name. I
Isn't it
think his
spelled with a
last name
T?
is...
Isn't it like TF something?
Pull it
No,
up.
no, no, no.
Okay.
You can't do that.
I don't know. It's weird.
Cause
Okay.
you need to go for it.
Anyway, Hufanga. 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 Is that correct?
Sure.
Sounds like
Anyway,
the,
good
sounds
job.
like the name of the woman from Napoleon Dynamite, LaFonda.
LaFonda. Yeah.
Anyway,
Kind of. Yeah.
probably Hufanga probably
Yeah.
hits harder than LaFonda does.
I would assume
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
And then the other free agency signing from the 49ers was the linebacker
Yeah.
from Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah. That was
Those
good.
are-
That
which-
might be arguably the best signing of the ones they've had
Which
so far.
is
Oh yeah, for
crazy
sure. I think so.
because
Yeah.
the Broncos defense was already top 2, top 3.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, are you
Oh,
kidding, Dad?
yes.
They were insane.
Nick
In terms of, like, points allowed.
Toledo, they
Points
have
allowed, they were
PS2.
really
Sounds like a
Two.
pizza parlor.
Benito, pizza parlor.
I'm not.
Yeah.
It does.
Topanga Benito.
A lot of wild
Okay.
names
Yeah.
in that
Pasta
I like-
and
secondary.
paninis.
But, anyways,
Go ahead. Yeah.
Pasta punts and paninis.
so their defense got a ton better. Not a ton, I don't know if it's a ton better, but it definitely got better.
yeah.
And then they also signed Evan Ingram, who
Good signing,
who was
I
on the
think.
Jags.
Yeah,
He's
that's a big one.
A veteran. He's just been solid wherever he goes. He's reliable.
Yep.
I
When
think
he's targeted.
Yeah, and I think the Broncos have really struggled since Julius Thomas in finding an
Wow.
elite tight end, and I think
Yeah.
they have that in Evan
Yeah.
Ingram. He's going to be very solid. I think he's going to be very reliable, a good target, safety net for Bo Nix. So
With
and
Cortland Sutton,
then
it's another receiving option too.
they signed
Yeah.
a wide receiver, Trent Sherfield, I think is his name. Yeah, so that's kind of how your reactions are exactly how I feel about it. The wide receiver room is not entirely complete. I think Cortland Sutton is very good. You have Tim Patrick, Vele, who they're okay, but they are
Don't they have what's it, Denzel Mims or whatever?
Mims.
Marius Mims is the
no,
right tackle of the
it's-
Bengals.
I don't know.
It's something Mims Jr.
I don't know anything
Yeah.
about the Broncos.
He had like a few really big games
Yeah,
for them.
Mims-
But
That's
been
not
good.
true. I know some about the Broncos.
But they probably need an upgrade in the wide receiver room. So
draft
Yeah.
probably.
yeah, I
But they'll
think
probably
draft.
draft wide receivers.
Yeah.
They might draft a couple.
Honestly,
Honestly,
there
if I was
were-
them, I would draft a couple.
I think Cooper Kupp would have been an awesome
Oh,
signing
nice,
for
yeah.
them.
Yeah,
To add a veteran presence to the
Dude,
wide
that-
receiver
Yeah.
room.
Sorry.
he's at Seattle now, right?
Yeah.
No.
A very
Yeah.
good signing for them.
Yes. Sam
So-
Darnold, Cooper Kupp.
I think they're either going to be really good or really bad, but I think they also could
the Broncos or Seahawks?
Seahawks.
Oh.
I think they also could just be the same because they just have Geno
So they
Smith,
could go
but
anywhere. Is what
Sam
you just said.
Darnold.
I think it'd be really good or really bad, or the same.
I think that anything could happen, and I'm
know.
just gonna. I don't
So
like.
you really shouldn't have made any.
What a
judgment
take,
with-
Luke.
I think
No,
they
I'm
could
known
be.
for my
They're going to be really
groundbreaking.
good, really bad, or maybe the
I
same.
think they could be something.
Yeah.
I think they
All right,
will
go
be
ahead.
an NFL team. So
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
yeah, and then they re-signed some guys who I don't think any of them are super duper important.
Yeah.
Last I checked, but I think overall, I'm very happy with what they've done. if you're a Broncos fan, you got to be feeling like, okay, like we upgraded from last year for sure.
Yeah.
So
they definitely
turned
it up.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
They already
I really
made the
am.
playoffs last year. Like
I know.
They
I
literally
know.
made the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
And then if they get better,
If I'm a Broncos fan, which I'm not, but if I were, like, shout out to DJ, I would be feeling pretty good about the offseason right now.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
some decent wide receivers you could get in the second round potentially too.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not like huge names like McMillan or Luther Burden, but like you've still got. These are a couple of the first. These are a couple of like the first round names that we're looking at, but I think. Those guys may be gone by the time the Broncos pick, but like there's still some names they could get, like Tez Johnson from Oregon, maybe, or
I heard Tez Johnson is his stock's probably gonna fall. So I feel like the Broncos could get him in the second round, maybe even third round.
Maybe so. So
because he's small and fast.
What else?
They're like that
speedy little guy.
Not good.
He's
not speedy. That was the problem.
Wait, who am I thinking of then?
John Ross.
Let's not bring his name up again.
Yeah.
So what else? What else? Are you done?
His name
I
is
think
Taboo.
I'm done. All I can say is I think they have been one of the best teams in free agency.
Interesting.
I think their signings have been one of the best. It's
it
been
helps
great.
when they didn't have to re-sign a crap ton of guys. Like I feel like they
True.
didn't lose many people, did they?
No, but at the same
They
time,
lost Javonte Williams, but like how hard of a loss is that? Seriously.
If it was rookie year Javonte Williams, a huge loss. Anytime after that, not good.
Not a bad loss. They can live with that loss.
I miss rookie Javonte
Who did he go to?
He went to the
I forget.
He's that good.
Was it the Steelers? It wasn't the Steelers.
I don't know.
Yes.
Was it?
I think. Wait, it might have been because Najee Harris went to
Chargers.
Chargers. Dude, why? Why not just re-sign J.K. Dobbins and
Hey
those guys?
Siri.
Well, because J.K. Dobbins is a
Where
free
did
agent.
Javonte Williams go to?
So, and Dobbins has been injured a ton. So
He was
I think
great last year.
Yeah, but I think
Okay,
I don't know.
I did not need to know that he went to University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. I didn't need to know where he got his education from. I need to know
Dude,
where
are
he
you done, bro? Finish up.
Bro, you probably should have like.
You didn't
figure this
prepare.
Well, to be fair, we
never
didn't know we were going
prepare.
to talk about who Javonte Williams
Well, he
went
brought
to.
it up.
I regret it.
Okay.
All right.
Gloss over.
So
My
are
turn.
We pretty good on Broncos. let's
Father's
talk
turn.
about the dumpster fire.
Papi
that the
Senior.
Browns are
Whoa,
in.
whoa! Hold
Okay,
on.
They did get a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
And they paid Myles Garrett
An
$1
arm and a
billion.
leg.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right,
Let's talk about it.
I will talk about it. I
hope so.
I'm not happy with the way the whole Myles Garrett thing went down, but I'm glad that he's back in the fold. And I like the pickup that they got to go up on the opposite side of him, the kid from Tampa Bay. I forget his last name, but they brought him on to be opposite
didn't
side.
know they
He's
brought him
young,
in.
yeah. And I think that's going to be good pairing because you have a vet with Garrett, and I forget the kid's name, but
I'd look it up if we weren't using my phone.
yeah, it'll be really
record
good. So I like that pick. Yeah, Kenny Pickett, whatever. You know what I mean?
Like, can
but
you pick six?
but I do think, they haven't done a ton in free agency. They did pick up a very good defensive lineman to help stop the run. The guy from the Eagles, I believe they got. So that was a really good pick because we couldn't stop the run. Well, we couldn't stop anything last
Which is kind of
year.
wild because I feel like your defense.
Their defense
Your
has been the
defense has been
highlight.
good.
But
Like, I'm
to be
shocked.
fair,
Yeah.
it's mostly been their secondary because of Del Pitt and Ward.
Yeah.
Their
Well,
secondary's been good.
it has
especially
been.
man
It's
coverage,
been
but
okay.
it's
Yeah.
just-
Well,
only
where
hold
we're
up for
gonna
so
where we're
long.
suffering though, we've got to bring in some linebackers because
middle of the field.
the one guy, what's his
Cooked.
No, well he's got injured, like a neck injury. Not even sure he's gonna
I don't know.
come back.
Where is he
From Notre Dame.
I don't know why.
Anyway,
I, like that
I
was gonna
can't.
help me, but
I can't think of his last name, but
that's an interesting name.
it is, isn't it? So all let's say
Sounded like Tafanga. Anyway,
it's not.
whatever. No.
So you
Same
have
guy.
Garrett back, right? You have the kid from the Bucks on the other end, defensive end. I think that's good.
I wish I could.
You
look up his name.
have they did get an offensive lineman, which that's been an Achilles heel the
because
past
your
year.
entire
Well,
O-line was hurt.
Hold on, we
last year,
resigned.
right?
Joe Batonio came back, which is great.
That's
Okay.
huge.
So that's huge.
Huge.
I think.
Huge.
So they bolstered the
exciting.
offensive line. They did bring in Kenny Pickett. whatever. Kind of like what Luke said. They could be better. He could be worse. He might be the same. You don't know. All right. So I think that Kenny Pickett, has he shown a lot of promise? No. But has he really been given a chance?
Yes.
Maybe yes.
2
In
years at
Pittsburgh,
Yes.
to some degree. But I will say that he didn't have much around him at the time.
He did not. No.
So
Would you say he has much around him
and two,
now?
well, no. Yeah,
Jerry
I would.
Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy, and I don't know if you've been watching, but they're really trying to get Brandon Ayuk from the 49ers to come over.
I did see that.
So, and he wants to come. So I feel like that's a
Really?
potential. Yep. So,
After Myles Garrett said, I don't see a future with this team until they gave him $40 million a year to shut up.
dude, that's fine. I don't
He-
care.
he
He's
took
on the
it.
team.
Well, I will say that I would assume that they probably said, "Hey, we'll go get some guys." They promised him, "Hey, if you sign this
true.
contract
Okay.
with
Probably
us,
been like, we'll
Well, yes.
crazy money.
So
guys.
I saw an interview with him and one of the Browns radio host guys, and he was interviewing Myles Garrett, and he asked a question. So do you know who the quarterback is for the Browns? And he's like, he said something like, I have a pretty good idea who it's going to be.
Shedeur Sanders, you,
Yeah, and
Our Cleveland
no, it
Browns.
sounded like a veteran for one. I really do
Aaron
think
Rodgers, you are."
I think I think they were going after
Not
Cousins,
far-fetched.
but when Atlanta
Took up his second year.
took up his second year, I think that threw a wrench in the Bengals' plans. I don't think it's totally out of the
Browns
question
plans.
here. They would have to make a
Bengals don't
trade.
need Kirk Cousins.
So I think they
Can you
could.
pick it?
No, I think they could make a trade to go get Cousins. I really think Cousins is probably, of all the veterans that are still out there, QBs, I would say it's either him or Flacco. Cousins or Flacco. Because Flacco played in the
Why not
offense.
bring Flacco back at
And
this point? He succeeded
Do
with
you
them.
think that if they get like a Cousins or a Flacco, do you think they draft a quarterback?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
I think I don't even know. I don't think they're totally thrilled with Sanders. I think if Ward goes number one, I don't think
I
they're
think
totally
I know
sold
who you should pick up.
about him.
I think you should get Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I think
I think
I
you should
could
get
see
Jackson Dart.
them moving out
Yes.
of the number 2 spot and getting another
Trade
draft
back.
pick or two.
Mhm.
Yep,
Yep.
trade back. And I could see them maybe getting Travis Hunter, which that would not be bad at all.
Yeah.
Because
him
you
play
could play
corner
two-way.
opposite
Yep,
Ward,
you'd have him
yeah.
corner opposite Ward. I mean, he's a pretty safe pick. I think any
Yeah.
one of those quarterback guys, it's a crapshoot. You just don't know what you're getting. So I think I do like. I'm okay with what they did. The big thing was making sure Garrett comes back, honestly, and that
Yeah,
happened.
he's your best
And
player.
Batonio came back. I don't think those guys come back unless they were told something about the
Yeah.
quarterback room. I just don't think they come
would
back.
come back unless they were told there's a plan. Like I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do. I think.
Yeah.
If I'm Atlanta, okay, I'm trying to think from their perspective. I'm like, I'm not just going to let Kirk go.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold him, and I'm going to make a team trade him so we can get something for him.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Right. So I think I do think it's going to be Cousins. I still do. I think they're going to have to involve some trade. It could be draft night when some of that happens. But I still think Cousins is in. Now, they did bring in Russell Wilson, possibly Russell Wilson.
Actually, I might
So
almost be wanting to take
any-
Wilson over Cousins potentially.
yeah, I think I
like
would.
the same quarterback.
I would be. Oh, I'm not
One's
a
more mobile.
huge fan of Wilson. I don't feel like he's nearly as good as he was. I think he's
There's Cousins though.
no, but
Cousins didn't have that great of a year last year.
He started
No.
off really well. His first
Yeah,
like
but
he
8-9
did.
games
He
had
started
went really well.
He started
fast,
interception
though.
king,
I
close
think-
to it. But
I'm
Yeah.
sure teams probably just figured him out.
yeah, so we'll see. All this talk though, like we're talking about like off season, right? Like free agency. I think they've done a good job, a decent job in free agency. They still need some linebackers, in my opinion. I think, but the biggest need is still there. It's quarterback.
It will
I mean,
always
It's
be
been
there.
that.
So
for
I just feel
years.
like they haven't done anything yet.
Since Baker.
That's
left.
why I feel like they're kind of still waiting. I think once Rodgers determines where he's going to go, then the dominoes will fall. But my gut says I think they're holding out for Cousins, and I think Atlanta's playing the cards, and I think they're like, okay, we got to at least get something for him. And so I think eventually there's a trade happened where they pick up a late rounder, a couple late rounders or something like that for Cousins.
Yeah. I've even seen some stuff where the 49ers may want to move up to like the 2 or 3 spot in the draft and use Brandon Ayuk as a trade piece.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Who would
Okay.
they take? You think? Well, they just
maybe Abdul Carter or maybe Travis Hunter.
Maybe
for a cornerback.
Well, I've been seeing maybe the Titans might take Abdul Carter.
I think they got. I don't know if I'm Titans. Don't you have to go quarterback for sure?
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
People
I think your team is going to need a year to rebuild regardless. I would almost take, if it was me, I would rebuild your team for the first year, then get a quarterback after. Especially if you got a defensive talent like Abdul Carter on the board, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. For the Browns, I just feel like go with the safe. Everybody's saying quarterback. I don't think there's much difference, in my opinion, between like a Cam Ward, a Shedeur Sanders, a Jackson Dart, some of these other guys.
Quarterback option.
So
really,
I go safe pick at number 2. If you're still at number 2, I say Abdul Carter. I say Travis Hunter, and then I think if you're the Browns and you're not sold on either one of the top 2 quarterbacks that they're saying are out there, I think you trade down, and I think you get some more picks, and you get your guy.
I think that a lot of teams, like quarterback needy teams like the Titans and Browns, they are, I have heard reports that they're not super sold on the quarterbacks, and they would rather wait, take like, a Travis Hunter or whatever, and then next year Arch Manning's available, and
get a guy you know is going to play on day one.
He flashed this past year. I mean, I think there's Arch Manning, dude. He flashed this past year. Like he had moments where he really I think next year one of the guys I love listening to, he hates using the word potential because it's not like proven yet. But I'm like, the guy has potential to be a really good quarterback selection next season.
Yeah.
So do you build first and then wait to go get your guy next year?
Yeah.
Potentially. So
all right, I'm done.
Cool.
Thanks guys for
listening.
I've been waiting for this.
I know.
So long.
All right, so for those listening,
thank you for watching this edition of the Sports F.A.M. podcast.
You can skip to the timestamp an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh gosh, please no.
And then we can.
All right, go. We'll go.
Okay. So, I am a fan of a team with one of the cheapest front offices in the entire organization.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Well, I was getting to that. I'm getting to that. But today, or this past weekend, or yesterday, the heavens opened.
Oh.
And the Bengals. Is that the wrong sound effect?
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
There we go.
The heavens opened.
Heavens opened with birds. Or crickets.
We've discussed this so many times.
That's gonna be so funny to listen to. The heavens open. Chirp, chirp. The back's gonna sound great. But anyway, all right.
This is probably our third time saying that it's not birds.
All right, are you talking? Interesting. Go ahead.
Anyway,
it is interesting.
The Bengals front office spent large amounts of money for the first time.
Positions they didn't need.
No.
Well, if they don't get those guys, they would have.
That's true, but like we could have let.
They were needed positions.
Okay, but let me just reiterate.
Break it down.
The issue the Bengals were running into, everybody, usually in the off season, you hear a lot of okay, who do we need to add? Who do we need to bring in? Who do we The Bengals issue this season was we can't lose the few people that were actually impactful for this team. Now, the good news is, the biggest part of that, Joe Burrow is already under contract. This should be his first year under his new contract coming up. Because I think they picked up his 5th-year option last year, and that was what he did last year. So this should be his first year under his new contract. However, the Bengals took 5 years to get T. Higgins signed to a deal. They should have signed Jamar Chase last year, and then instead they waited till he won the triple crown and his price went up. And then
triple crown.
And now he is the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. It's so funny because that whole thing with Myles Garrett dropped and he waited, so now he makes $0.25 million more than Myles Garrett so that he could be the highest paid. But that's because that's what the GM said. But the Bengals have re-signed Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I'm so happy about that. I was freaking out. I was genuinely really worried they were going to let T go.
I'm sure you were.
Well, the biggest reason why I was worried they were going to let T go, I knew they were going to re-sign Jamar, but the biggest reason I was worried they were going to let T go is because I was like, you don't want to make Joe Burrow unhappy and he requests a trade. Then we're in big trouble.
That would be funny.
That would be. But of the 4 guys that he said he wants back next year, He said, I want T back. He said, I want Jamar Chase back. I want Mike Gesicki back, and I want Trey Hendrickson. They've already re-signed 3 of those guys because they did re-sign Mike Gesicki. I love that they finally re-signed a tight end to more than just a 1-year contract because Mike had a great season last year. I love him as our third passing option. The Trey Hendrickson trade thing worries me a little bit. It still kind of does, but I have heard that after the Jamar Chase and T. Higgins signing, they are potentially going to reopen negotiations with him because I think he went out and he was like, well, they were wanting a first-round pick for him. Nobody's going to give a 30-year-old a first-round pick.
Yeah.
I have news.
What?
So, shout out to Logan, and I'm blaming this on him so that if this isn't
Logan,
true, it's his fault. He said that reportedly someone close to Trey Hendrickson's party has said that the deal is either done or very close to being done.
Ooh. Well, you know what? That's funny. Because I heard that there could, they said a deal could be done or reported with Trey as early as next week.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Dude,
it is.
Literally, they are potentially going to bring back all the guys, because even if they don't, they still would have brought back 3
like the
of the
reunion
4 guys.
tour.
Well, they still would have brought back 3 of the 4 guys. So,
the reunion of the, what'd they go, 9 and 8?
yeah.
The reunion of the 9 and 8 missed the playoffs tour.
I do think.
Can't wait to be back.
Do I think they're much better than a 9 and 8 team? No, but I do think they're. I think they're like.
You don't?
I think they're like a 10 and 7 team, realistically. Because you know why? You know a big reason why they didn't go more than 9 and 8 last year? The slow starts. Because we suck at starting the season.
Well,
your
You should have
defense.
beaten the Patriots.
I'm just telling you,
You should
yeah.
have beaten the
Like,
Patriots. Your offense was clicking. If your offense was clicking as well as it did at the end of the season, you destroyed the Patriots.
I will say this.
at the
I'm
beginning of the
happy for you that they
Yes.
signed those guys, and I'm happy for us that they signed those guys.
Yeah.
And I am happy for the Bengals, for the city of Cincinnati. I think they did
They're also all
the right
beloved
thing.
players.
They did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
But my
But did they
concern
do the
is
right
at
thing?
what cost, right? Like
I can tell you exactly the cost.
issue.
It's $161 million
Well,
for Jamar Chase.
no.
I'm not
$116
talking
for
dollars. I'm just
No.
talking like
No.
No, I know what you're talking
now
about.
you got those elite players, but that means you're going to be average in other areas on your team.
Below average.
Below average. Yeah, average is hopeful.
Like me being like the third string linebacker.
I would have
because who
taken-
else do we have?
Well,
I would have taken an average defense last year.
sacrifice
honestly.
don't
my
think of
body.
yourself so highly, son.
Okay, I'll be like
I'm
fourth.
just
So
joking.
this is my,
Anyway, so
Yeah.
so my point is like they need to go get some defensive guys, and they've got to do something in the draft where they've got to get some guys, but they don't have like what are you going to do? Like
let me.
you're drafting like middle of the pack. You're not. I just don't know.
I agree.
Well, I can get to that. So,
Actually,
fun fact: the Bengals did sign some other players to their team.
Go ahead. Who'd they sign?
Go bang your head against the door. Like, I
don't tempt me.
this is,
Dude, do it. I want to see it.
That's how I know I'm not
I
going to do it.
literally postponed when I got to host again because I was waiting for these contracts to drop so that it would be topical so we could talk about the offseason.
You did like guys
I have
in college. You're just
I have
like the
hosted
biggest
one
like advocate
episode.
for them to do
I have
the
hosted
stupid
one
thing.
episode up to this day. You can be patient and let me host this next
all
one,
talking.
okay?
Is he talking?
We're gonna talk about this.
Stop. Okay.
Shut up. Okay.
Yeah, here we go.
In the words like Johnny Lawrence, quiet.
Who?
So Cobra Kai thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but to answer your question, so the Bengals did sign a couple other players to their team to improve their defensive room in general. Not to mention, I do think their new DC. Don't get me wrong, I love Lou
Washington?
Anarumo. I don't think Al Golden.
Al Golden.
Al
Oh
Golden.
yeah.
Yeah.
Golden.
I think he's going to come up with a defensive plan that's simpler. So I think that the guys they have will be able to better. I'm not going to be like, oh, their guys are going to be good now under this guy. I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think it'll be simpler to the point where it'll be easier for them to be more average players,
Are
right?
you going on record saying that the Bengals defense is stupid?
I would have gone.
No.
Their defense sucked last year. Are
like
you kidding
mentally
me?
though. You're
So
saying
who
they're
did they?
not smart.
So give us the names. Give us the names. Who
so
they get?
here are a couple of the guys. So they signed the linebacker. What's his name? Oren Burks from the Eagles.
Who?
He was on that playoff run last
Ellis
year.
Burks from the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oren Burks. So he came in and filled in for one of their starting linebackers. I forget the guy's name. It was Nakobe Dean.
I don't know
got
who
hurt.
that is.
He's a starting linebacker for the Eagles last year.
So if the guy
He got
that
hurt.
replaced him I don't know.
And
the name.
had
Okay, so
a
Ornberg's-
great run.
yeah.
Had a sack against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Played really well in
That's
the playoffs.
true. I remember that.
Had a certain amount of, I forget. I didn't have his stats ready because there's other people they signed, but he had a pretty good run. I'm like, okay, he's a good.
So they're
at
taking
minimum.
a flyer on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they got him for like
Not
five.
bad.
They got him for like 5 years for $5 million for 2 years.
Did you? Is
Pretty
he-
cheap.
He's a linebacker.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
and,
Go
That's a
with
good-
which the
yeah,
Bengals
Wilson.
remember. Jermaine Pratt
good.
requested a trade, and
Yeah.
he's
Retired.
been iffy
No, he didn't.
anyway. So I like bringing this guy in,
Yeah.
who's a veteran presence,
Some competition. I
yeah,
like it.
competition, veteran presence. Had a really good year last year. Proved he's still got some gas left in the tank.
Like it.
Maybe could be a starter, but at worst, he's a great depth piece because
Yeah.
maybe you can
Yeah,
get
true.
maybe you get
That's
some young
fair.
guys in the draft, because you can get a decent starting. You might still be. They got Logan Wilson in round 3 of the draft. He got.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you could get a good linebacker in
I
mid-rounds.
have.
So
I have a question, real quick.
go ahead.
Because I was thinking about this yesterday. Weren't a lot of, well, not a lot, but like, weren't like 2 or 3 of the Bengals starters like injured all last year too? So they'll be back.
A bunch of them were on the secondary.
Okay.
So-
So that's, I was thinking about that too, and I was like, okay.
That's true.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
Give
Yep.
a little grace, maybe.
Mike Hilton also is likely not going to be back, but
Fair.
Dax Hill proved he can play corner.
Fig Newton. I kind of like the Fig guy.
Fig Newton, I
Newton
don't know
guy.
if he's going to start. So the hope is,
I thought he played decent.
I like Fig Newton.
Cam Taylor-Britt,
do.
cornerback of the Bengals, he played garbage last year.
He's kind of
was
been
bad.
garbage the past couple years,
rookie
right?
year was pretty good.
No, his rookie and his second year, he
Yeah,
played
it
really
was pretty
well.
good.
So, but that's kind of thing is like he had 2 great years and 1
do
really
I
bad
know?
year. So what we're
I don't even watch
so
football.
you either hope that Cam Taylor-Britt gets back to form from his first 2 years. He's your starting corner, or you start Fig Newton. Your other guy, DJ Turner, really fast, very physical, so you got to worry about the penalties a bit, but he's a good man-to-man corner. And then you have Dax Hill. So your starting corners are, the issue is they don't have any depth if anybody gets hurt and experience. You need a guy who's a proven, even in the draft, who's like, yeah, I got this man-to-man coverage thing down. Like he's golden, Al Golden. But yeah, I know, work that in there. So I would
Crickets.
love if
Birds.
I think it'd be cool if we got like Benjamin Morrison in round 2 if we can't get Xavier Watts, the safety. But yeah, Luke brought up a good point. We dealt with some injuries last year.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we weren't great before the injuries, but I think we were in a better spot
Yeah.
at the
I was going to
secondary
say,
before they
I
had
don't
him.
know how. I don't see the defense getting worse.
I agree.
You know, I feel like they can only really get better.
No. They're also
But
trying to get
Really
younger.
only
They
can
moved
get
on from
better.
Sam Hubbard. I love him, but he
Yeah.
was getting old.
I think
he
they
got
get an edge in the
stiff-armed.
draft.
He got stiff-armed by Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay, but to be
So,
fair,
yeah.
Bad.
lots of people have been stiff-armed by the way.
Yeah.
Lamar's weighs like have you
Doesn't
seen
matter.
how Lamar's
Like,
built?
well, it does
good.
matter, but I think I don't know. I just feel like they did what they needed to do on offense. They've kept the guys. I think if they can keep Trey, that's huge.
Yep.
I think it's a huge morale booster.
I
and
agree.
for the fan base too
Get
to
a
be like,
2-year
okay,
extension done with him. Be
Yep.
huge because he's still under contract for 1 more year. So if you get a
Yeah.
2-year extension, you get him for the next
next
3
3 years,
It's a
and by
great
that
window
time
of
he's
time.
going to be like, I might just retire. You
Right.
know, so
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing. I think if they keep him, I think also because they put it like he was out there and nobody picked him up. That's
Yeah.
definitely in the Bengals' favor.
He lost a lot of leverage.
He did a ton. So I think that bodes well for them re-signing him. And like what you said, if Logan's report is accurate, then it sounds like
our insider Logan
Yeah.
Cox,
Yes.
our Sports F.A.M. insider
He's
analyst.
the
I just
insider
think
to
though
the
there's other
insider.
things like they've got to, and we know this, address. But kudos to the front office. You know,
You got most of those guys done.
I would say, yeah, I don't see the past Bengals organization doing that. I think this is something that they had to do if they wanted to keep the fan base and they wanted to keep their star quarterback.
I was gonna say, and I didn't want to be. I mentioned we're gonna talk about the Bengals a lot more
Yeah.
because it's NFL offseason, but I do not think any of this happens if Joe Burrow's not your quarterback. And
No.
he publicly
I was gonna say,
multiple times was like
he was
T is a
pretty
need.
s-
T
pretty
needs
good
to be
about
back
that.
here. I want T back
was a
here.
smart
I want
play on
Jamar
his
back.
part.
He literally said this is the important. He said something like this is why it's important to get deals done early. Like
Yeah.
huge shot at what they've done in the past with Jesse Bates and like letting
Yeah.
these guys walk out the door.
Yeah.
That was all intentional, 100%. The
Yeah.
last Oh, my voice cracked.
Oh,
The last signing I will mention, this is a very, very small signing, but obviously, yeah, we talked about how the Bengals defense was not good. They signed TJ Slayton from the Packers. He was the number 1 rated run stopper last year.
That's good.
yeah.
So he's a nose tackle.
that.
Yeah, I was going to say,
We didn't really have a good nose tackle after DJ Reader left.
Yeah.
I think that's a great signing.
Yeah.
I think he also wasn't extremely expensive either.
DJ Reader was so good.
We got
He
him
was
for 2
so
years.
good last year too.
Yeah, that's
He had
good.
a good year with the
I feel
Lions after he came back from
He was
injury.
so good.
From injury, yeah.
I feel like I was going to say, like, if you're grading teams, ranking teams on their off season, I would rank the Bengals right up there. In keeping their guys.
I think that's
If
like
you
keeping
re-sign
your
Trey,
guys.
yes, that should be the minimum.
Keeping your guys, I think,
unfortunately,
is
your guys are
like
so expensive.
puts you like right in the middle. Like you did,
I don't think so.
you did the minimum.
Yeah.
No.
Keeping your good
Not
guys
to
is
me.
keeping
Not
the
to me,
minimum.
because those guys cost a fortune.
Well, maybe if you're the Bengals, keeping your guys is like
They cost
Better
a
than
fortune.
normal.
Well, it's because one is the best wide receiver 2 in the league. Probably is could be arguably a top 15 receiver. Period.
He's a
One is the
wide
best-
receiver one on
is
a lot
the
of other
best
teams.
wide receiver in the league with the right quarterback behind the wheel, which we will talk about later. And the other is literally the NFL sacks leader. I mean, they had all 3 of those guys on the same team, but like that's something you can build around.
Yeah, it's good.
But yeah, TJ
Yeah.
Slayton. I like that signing.
It's a good signing.
The only issue,
cool.
and
His
this
name
is
TJ. I like that.
the rumors that I've been hearing is the Bengals really want to sign a guard because they lost Alex Kappa because he won the triple frown of being like the worst guard in pressures allowed, worst guard in like sacks
I
allowed,
saw that.
worst like QB hurry. It was awful. He played terrible.
Did
so
they check like his bank reports to see if he was getting paid by the other team?
dude, I don't know.
Oh,
It was
That's
bad.
criminally bad.
Well, they were so the thought was he got hurt the second year he was on the Bengals, I think, and they went to like the second or third year he was with the Bengals, and they were just like he never really played the same after he got hurt in the playoffs against Baltimore, and it just has been on decline since. The Raiders picked him up, so like good for him. He's with them, but
Such
like
a Raiders pickup.
yeah,
This
but
guy sucks. We'll take him. Are you
This guy
sure?
sucks.
It'll be interesting to watch the
he's like,
Raiders next
we
year.
suck too.
I feel like
So
they could be
Pete
exciting.
Carroll, Geno Smith.
if you get your offensive line situated, because Geno Smith
They
did a decent
upgraded.
amount.
Yeah.
With Alex Kappa, I don't know if that's much of an upgrade. Anyway,
No, I'm not
quarterback.
saying him. I'm saying
Yeah.
with Geno.
yeah. Well, you Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. It's not that hard.
Gardner
Yeah.
Minshew
But
wasn't
Geno-
bad,
Geno
but
Smith
he's
is a
just
good-
inconsistent.
Chiefs picked him up.
Yeah,
As a backup, that's not horrible.
No.
But yeah, Bengals are looking at guards. I would love if they signed a guard or 2. I think you could get another one. It's a good guard class in the draft. I would not mind getting. I think you could get a couple guards in the draft and maybe develop one of them into your starter. But then it's like, who's your depth pieces, right? So I wouldn't mind signing a couple, like, even if it's just like middle of the road. Can't be much worse than what Alex Kappa and Cordell Volz. They were both, I think, bottom 5 guards last year.
At this
It was
point,
awful.
you've got to. I don't know if there's any really great guards still
Brandon
left.
Sheriff.
And yeah, but that's going to cost a ton, and they don't have the
what's
money.
His name? What's his name? Not Zeitler. Dalton Risner.
Yeah, at what cost though? They don't have the money to get those guys.
Okay, but the incentive. A lot of people are saying the incentive. Like you ask a lot of these people who the Bengals signed, they're like, "I want to come play with Joe Burrow." It's like, okay,
Well, that
you
better
look at
be it
Brandon-
because they can't pay him.
Bring him out of
Mike
retirement.
Wazowski.
Rob
Yeah.
Wazowski.
All right, what else?
Rob Gronkowski.
We need to
So
move
yeah,
on.
that's
Yes, we do.
That's
This is-
kind of our off-season segment.
Nice.
There's a lot
Snooze fest.
happening.
Good job.
The
Good job.
follow-up. The follow-up to the off-season is what would you guys do to add, like to your teams? What are a piece or two you guys would add in the offseason to help your team get better? Like what position would you do, or name if you have a name? off the
I
top
can
of
tell
your
you
head?
right now.
Yep.
Quarterback Tom Brady.
Prime Tom Brady. You take him. You get to build a time machine.
Realistic.
You
Try and
draft
think
him.
realistic.
That is realistic.
It's not
You draft
realistic.
him. Bring him back.
Tom
You
Brady
really
would come back to
Tom
play
Brady
with the Browns.
No, he would
he would
not.
not.
Totally
Why
would.
would
He
you
owns the
tarnish your,
Raiders.
why would you tarnish your
So?
legacy like that,
Why would
bro?
he play for the Browns?
Cause why not?
I don't know. It's weird.
Okay, but
You could have like the
realistically,
greatest.
No, I like
Story
this.
ever.
I like where we're going with this. I think the Broncos should sign prime Peyton Manning again, and then also sign Demaryius Thomas.
go back in time,
Julius
get Peyton
Thomas.
Manning from the
I like
2005
it.
Super Bowl. Or the 2013.
Okay,
and then
fine,
no Sean
fine.
Marino.
Okay, realistically,
Or
what's a
Ronnie
mover?
Hillman.
What is a name or a move or two you would make on your team before the draft? Can't include the draft, before the draft.
I mean, you've got to get a quarterback.
Yeah.
And so for me, I think whoever's out there or who's left,
Anybody out there, please?
no one there's really like,
You play football?
dude,
No.
go
Do you
get
like
this
football?
guy.
No, great. You
Yeah.
can be on our team.
I think you go get Flacco or Cousins.
I think
Yeah.
so too. You have a bridge year.
So I think you know what Flacco can do. I mean, he stunk in the playoff game, but
He kinda stunk
2
last
pick
year.
sixes, I think it was, or one, at least one.
Why not just get
bad.
Jameis Winston
But
back?
that's kind of what I thought too.
I don't
like,
know why they he was
I
fine.
thought the same thing.
The
Like, and
horse
he
is
brought a
prepared for
lot
battle.
of
Electricity
energy
to that offense.
to
Yeah.
the whole team. So I honestly could see them.
Pray for
Well,
the
they're
Lord
not going to do
deliver him
that.
from pick
They
sixes.
cut him and then pick him back up.
Yeah, right.
That'd be funny.
I mean, I don't know. So if you ask the question, Browns need a quarterback. I go get Cousins or Flacco. I don't like Rodgers coming in. I'm not a huge fan of Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
At this point, any one of those guys is whatever.
I feel
But
like Rodgers would be toxic to your franchise.
yeah, and I don't
mean,
know.
It can't get much worse. So, I mean,
No,
Rodgers has to
so,
complete the
Dan-
Favre cycle and go to Minnesota.
Yeah, I think that's where he's going to end up. Honestly,
yeah, they've
Do you
talked
actually
about
think
that.
so?
I do.
Yeah, they've talked about
But he
that.
said he's not.
But
he
almost
said,
like, why are you ever going to develop J.J. McCarthy?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. He said that he would not play if he was going to just be the mentor backup. So that's why I don't think that I think the Niners want J.J. McCarthy to start. And I don't think they're going to pay
You
a
mean
bunch
the
of money.
Vikings?
Yeah, what did I say?
The
Yeah,
Niners.
The Vikings.
Yeah.
They're like the same division.
They have like Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
They're
but
not,
No,
but-
but do you see what Cam Hayward
They're
said about
actually not the
Rodgers
same
from the
division.
Steelers?
I know, I corrected.
Hayward was like on his podcast about Aaron Rodgers coming. He's like, at this point, come on, dude, you're either a Steeler or not. He's like getting frustrated that if he's going to be a Steeler, why aren't you a Steeler yet?
Yeah.
Like, just make your decision and come.
He's like, we're going
Because
to kidnap you like we did everybody else.
so to answer your question,
It
Grant,
all comes back to the
I
beginning
go
of the podcast.
quarterback for the Browns, and I go get Flacco or Cousins at
Yeah.
this point. I don't know what else you do.
Luke, what do you do for the Broncos then?
You trade. Well, before, I think the Broncos should have tried to trade for T. Higgins. Personally.
But they
That
didn't.
would've
So
been
what do you
kinda
Or they
do?
didn't. Well, you do now. You just pay it up. That's what I would do.
Really?
What?
I can't think of. They need a wide receiver, and he's
All
really
of
the
them kinda
only.
are-
Like, I would have said get Devontae Adams, but then he signed. I would have said get Cooper
Yeah.
Kupp,
Maybe
but then he
Ayuk.
signed. Ayuk is expensive, but I think
Is he too expensive for his talent too? Is my question.
that's the other thing is
Maybe
Is
so.
he overrated?
he was
at
not
all?
great
Yeah.
He's a
when
good
he
wide
played.
receiver, but like,
So I am a little worried about that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
All right, so do it. Make your call. Make your call.
I don't know.
You are the GM of the Denver
What's
Broncos.
next?
Who are
Next
you calling?
move.
Who are you calling right now?
Nico Harrison, because I know he'll give me whatever I want for whatever I want.
brother.
So
You said that last episode or 2 episodes ago or 3.
I am
You
correct.
mean the
in what I
episode
say
where it was
this.
relevant? Yeah.
I still stand by it. I don't
Okay.
know. Yeah, I pick up.
Luke doesn't know.
I don't. Well, there's just I feel like seriously maybe get another running back, but
That's not horrible either. They could probably
I
use another
seriously
running
am
back.
like
That's true. That's
they're
good.
what they have done in free agency so far. I have been really really happy with. The only thing
Yeah.
that they really didn't get was a good solid wide receiver. So I'm a little bummed by that.
You could
You could have
draft.
gotten like Darius Slayton probably from the Giants for not a whole lot, but then they signed him to a bunch of money.
It's insane.
So
The guys they pay over in New York,
I also
I could
thought like
probably
Christian
get
Kirk
a
would have been a
bag in New
good.
York. Ooh,
Yeah, that would've been
also
good.
would've
That would've been
so
good.
That's why
Yeah.
there were so many wide receivers that were like, okay, you know what? I know. Sign Stephon Diggs because he hasn't been signed yet.
Ooh,
that's a good
pretty
idea.
good idea.
That's not a horrible idea, actually.
We have breaking news.
Do we?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
That'd be kind of
I was
crazy.
thinking that would be an interesting move.
If anybody
It
had
would be.
breaking NFL offseason news on their phone, it would be me, and my phone's over there, so I can't.
Maybe there's all kinds of breaking news on your phone.
I actually like that
Lots of
move. I
things are
forgot
breaking.
about. I was literally racking my brain. I'm like, who's the wide receiver that like is
Yeah.
still available? But Stephon Diggs has been
That's
signed
good.
yet.
It's good.
Yeah.
That's a
I
good
like
move.
it.
Okay.
All right,
That's
go
my
ahead.
pick.
I would
Bengals.
say, and yeah, so I kind of mentioned I would just try and take care of all of our offensive needs before the draft, so you can draft defense heavy all the way through. So I would sign Brandon Sheriff or Dalton Reisner or both. I'm just saying, after Trey Hendrickson's deal is done, you might have enough to get both for this season, even if it's just a 1-year deal. But I would go get one or both of them for 2-year deals if you can swing it. And then I would draft defense heavy. So I would just go sign a couple guards. Yeah. Unfortunately, those are the 2 biggest names I can think of that would be good enough or great. But I would be fine with a couple like middle of the road guards, because honestly the bar's so low after last year. Because, like I said, Burrow was the most hit quarterback in the NFL last year. I mean, it can't get much worse than how your guard play was. So just maybe just get one of them, and then get another middle of the road guy on a 1-year deal, and then maybe you can draft 1 or 2 and develop them into your starters going forward.
So your move is, as a Bengals GM,
guards.
Okay.
Draft guards, and then not draft guards, sign guards. Draft defense heavy.
Okay.
Get so much younger at the defensive position and get guys who are proven. But yeah, I like that move about the Stephon Diggs thing was smart. I totally forgot about that. But that would be great. Could you imagine, man? That would actually be great for Bo Nix.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Diggs. All right, so we're gonna kind of take a little bit of a break from the NFL offseason stuff.
Oh my word! Thank the Lord. Could you pick up my yawning? Like, did you hear that?
Yeah.
I feel so alone. I'm the only one who likes this stuff,
dude. That was brutal.
That's okay.
I love this stuff.
We made it through.
I know.
We got it. I will say this though, real quick. I am impressed, Grant. I will give you kudos because I'm impressed with your knowledge. With your knowledge of.
I'm going to show you how much I know about the free agency market, and you're going to.
No, that's not what he's doing. But I will say because
this was just me flexing my NFL analyst muscles.
He's like, finally, I get a platform to do this.
Yeah. Well, no, it's more. No, it's.
It's also the first episode I wore my Burrow.
Well, jersey. It's you're passionate about it. It's obvious, and so kudos to you for. Your knowledge.
Thank you.
Dropping some knowledge.
Dad just said, thank you for being smart. And I said, you're welcome.
Thank you for doing all the work so we don't have to.
No, you're welcome. I appreciate that. I really do. I really do appreciate that. This is something
Grant is the glue that keeps us together.
There is no way that's true.
I've been passionate about the NFL offseason for the last few seasons, and now it's kind of fun to have like.
All right, we got to move on. No more. No more. All right,
yes, please.
Let's go. Well, I need something else in my life.
There will be a little more, but that is the bulk of it.
That after complimenting Grant. Oh my word, that was so boring. Please move on.
No.
Thank you for all your boring knowledge.
I wasn't saying that. I was saying I am impressed with his knowledge.
But you do agree that it's boring.
And the quantity of the boring knowledge that comes out
some of it is, yes.
I would say yes.
Okay, but let's move on. So I want to tell everybody, get your Guinness and fish and chips out, because we're going to talk about Ireland. We're going to talk about Ireland for a little bit.
Ireland.
Condone drinking on this podcast. We have some underage viewers.
Oh,
anyway, don't do that.
Anyway, no.
Get hammered.
Oh, gosh.
Don't do that. No.
Sports F.A.M wants you to get absolutely sloshed.
Don't. No, we don't condone any of that.
Anybody under the age of 21, do not get your Guinness out.
Yeah.
Drinking game. Drink every time Grant brings up the Bengals. That'll get you wasted. I'll be a night you'll never remember.
Luke, stop. True. But stop.
You're killing me.
All right. Okay. By the way, too, Grant's not feeling great, so we just want to say, like,
I feel like he's been good, though. He's got energy.
He's trucking through. I like it. Thanks, man. Good job. All right, next. Go.
I'm going off of cough drops and adrenaline.
Go.
But yeah, so St. Patrick's Day was...
St. Patrick's Day. St. Patty's Day.
Right?
Leprechaun.
So our family lived in Ireland for
Did you know this?
years.
What?
Go ahead.
You didn't tell me this.
I did now.
It's where we picked up Kate.
Surprise! That's where we picked up Kate.
Picked her up. Sounds like we adopted her, but we didn't.
Well, you know. No, we didn't. All right, so we lived in Ireland.
Okay.
What did they go?
Got to cover.
So Grant's like dying on the side.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I took another cough drop, so I'll calm down.
You better calm down.
We're recording this.
Yes.
A day after St. Patrick's Day.
What? Come on.
So I was kind of thinking of like something fun we could talk about, and so I'm just gonna call this the flashback segment.
Ooh.
just we're gonna talk just about.
I don't have a sound effect for that.
The heavens open
I feel like
one. You
this
know what I'm
one's
talking
good.
about? Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Flashback.
yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
I want to take you guys back.
That's pretty good.
Try it again.
Flashback.
We'll all do
Let
it.
me
I
do
sounded
it. Hold
wheezy.
on.
Just
Guys.
I want to do it with you.
yeah.
No, guys.
I'm sorry. Who's hosting this episode?
Me. All right, guys. So one more time.
Flashback.
Ready?
Flashback.
That's so dumb.
Anyway.
It is.
All right.
This
So, yeah.
podcast is dumb. So.
It is.
Oh, it's great though.
It's
I love it.
the Sports Dumb podcast.
The Dumb Fam podcast.
It's the Sports F.A.M. Dumb podcast.
The Sports Fam Dumbcast.
It's the
Anyway.
Dumb Sports F.A.M. podcast.
It's dumb all the way
It's
around.
the
Guys.
dumb.
All right. All right,
Cast.
we get it. Let's
Cast
bring it back. Let's
podcast.
bring it back in. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Okay.
Bring it back. Woo, woo. All right, let's bring it back in.
Oh my word.
So we're going
Off
to
the
talk about
rails.
Ireland a little bit today in honor of St.
Ooh.
Patrick's Day being yesterday. So,
Land of Fire.
flashback. I'm just going to say we're just going to
Flashback.
It's so hard not to laugh.
It's okay. You
Um,
can.
I can't because then I'll start coughing.
Laugh. We just keep it on a loop.
Here, let me do it.
I got it.
You've
Fuck
been.
it. Luke
Come on.
needs
I
to
am the
shut
captain.
up.
I'm not doing anything.
You are doing too
I'm
much.
just being a menace.
Anyway, so we're just gonna talk about some of our favorite movies from Ireland.
We know. No, just joking.
Wait, we lived in Ireland.
That's where we picked up Kate. Remember, where were you? We already.
Flashback.
You guys can just skip this segment. This is just purely for us.
I feel
Totally.
like that scene in Doctor Strange where he does the time loop thing and we're all
Yes.
just
Oh
reset.
man.
But instead
if
of
you're still watching this,
instead of-
I have no idea
I'm
why.
shocked.
instead of the scene where it says Dormammu have come to Bark, he just goes
Flashback.
and then the whole cycle restarts.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
But anyway, so
Somebody edit that clip, and then when ever Doctor Strange goes, "I've come to bargain," just edit it us saying
Flashback.
That's my challenge to Sam Bennett because I know he will
Sammy,
do it.
make it
And he
so.
has the skills
Say
too.
it so,
Okay,
Sam.
So I want to kind of just talk about like what are some like what's a memory
I was so young, I don't remember
like
anything.
what is the most okay, but what's the most clear memory you might have from Ireland
Coming
in honor of
back.
St. Patrick's Day? Coming back, Luke said. That is a very leaving.
Yeah.
That was a very
Wow.
vivid memory. But for context to those who don't know, we lived in Ireland as missionaries for 2 years. It was really cool. I was 8 when we moved.
Yep.
I was 10 when we came back. Luke was a little younger than that, but it was really really cool experience. But yeah, what's like one of the most clear memories you guys have of our time in Ireland?
I have one, but I can't say it.
Then
Probably
don't.
do grotesque for the podcast.
Yeah, probably not.
Don't
Say
But
say
it is my most vivid.
Of you?
Yeah.
Don't, Luke. I
Can
have
you
to
use
edit
different
this.
words so it's not as grotesque?
I have to edit this, so just be careful, please.
Yeah.
I could, but I also don't know if I want to say it because I don't know if I want it out in the world. I've already listened.
In the world, dude,
I've
it's a
already
flashback.
sacrificed doing a half marathon.
No, Dad,
I don't know
That's
if
true.
I can
That's
give up.
Flashback.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can give up more than that
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
I'll think about it though.
Okay. What about you?
I
Dad,
think
while
of
we
the
wait for Luke?
people, like, you know, when I look back and the different people that we got to know and
Wasn't there
build
a guy
friendships
named-
with.
a guy named Porridge.
Yeah.
Porrig.
Porrig.
Oh.
Not porridge. Porrig. And then
I was 5.
What are you?
That's true.
Goldilocks?
No, he was our-
like, what's your
he-
problem? This Porrig is just
right.
because he's
Stop.
a Chelsea fan.
so like Pat and Loretta Mullen
Yeah.
and Phil and Betty Melville, and you had Karen Lawler, remember Harry and Georgia, his sister, and so you had Louis, you know, Tony, a
Vuitton.
good Tony St. Ledger. Shout out to Tony, a good buddy, good friend. We would
God
take the
bless him,
kids
keep
to walk the kids
He's
to
still
school.
alive, right?
Oh yeah, he's
He's
my,
probably like 45.
he's
Like,
my
I
age.
said, God bless him, keep him. And I was like, he's still alive, right?
Yes, he's my
Where'd he
age.
go?
What in the world? So
Well,
Grant has
my
us
scenario-
dead already.
Heaven,
Is he
your
still
age.
alive? Yeah, he's
your
50.
age. God bless him, keep him. He's still alive, right?
Anyway,
say that?
so and then the people that we served
That's
with,
fine.
Tim
I'll
and
allow
Kathy
it.
Laughlin, Sue Rowland, others, you know, that we got to spend time with. I think. Oh my Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, cool.
That was good. What was that?
I don't know.
Dude, somebody just
The
exploded.
Go ahead.
I don't know.
Go ahead,
The
Luke.
house just shook.
I know. Go ahead.
I wonder if it'll.
My bad.
Flashback.
We're done with this. We can't do the whole.
That's a
who's
flash.
gonna tell him thing.
That's a flash bang. That's
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
flash.
Go.
I'm blind. Shout out to Harry because
Yeah.
I have a couple shout outs. Shout out to Harry. He was the reason we got a Wii because his parents.
Yes.
They-
Thanks for
he
letting
had
us play
one.
video games.
It's true.
And that was like the starter kit.
Mhm.
And then shout out to Louie because I don't know if I've told you this, but in the first class, so first grade, Louie had Halo. And I played Halo with him.
You're telling me you got to play Halo before
In
I
first
did?
grade.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't tell you guys
That's
because I was
sad.
scared you were going to ground me.
Halo
Probably
is my
would've.
jam.
You would have.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
I'm just jealous.
Now.
Okay.
But my most vivid memory, I don't know. There's like a couple that I have. I do remember us vividly like walking to school,
Mm-hmm.
and then you doing Stumpy with us. I
Yep.
do remember that.
Yeah, Stumpy. Stumpty Dumpty.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know. I'm just trying to feel like a good meaningful one.
Yeah.
Actually means something other than just. I remember
That's okay.
the one time we like took a car ride to like Belfast
yeah.
or something.
Galway.
Galway.
Cliff some more.
Close
Yeah.
some more. What's
Remember
crazy
that.
is it's like we traveled across country to go see these cliffs, and it took us like 3 hours, and now it's like 4
You guys got
hours.
sick on the road on the way. Do you remember?
Well, now it takes us
Yeah, you
like
did.
now it takes us. Dad, we were sick all the time, man.
That's true.
And now it takes us 4 hours just to go from the ends of Ohio.
Yeah, I know.
Like it's a
That's
small
true.
country. Ohio's bigger than the whole
Okay.
country of Ireland.
I have a vivid
Okay,
memory.
go.
When we did a soccer camp for a week, we weren't allowed to watch SpongeBob because that's traumatic.
But you played Halo.
But I played Halo. But to be fair, you didn't know about that.
Luke's line of compromise was very blurred back then. It was like
shooting people in the face, fine. SpongeBob, not fine.
Making-
cartoon sea characters, not
making,
okay.
Yeah, making jokes about being annoying versus blowing people's faces open with a shotgun.
Okay. I don't need to know this
Okay.
information.
All right. But they were all, I guess I don't know what they were doing. They were holding us hostage for food because they said that if they're like, if you know this song, like we'll get you food and like get the whole camp food, I guess. And they were all like, it was a SpongeBob SquarePants theme song.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know it. And I was like, these people aren't going to give me food because I don't know it.
No way.
But thankfully enough of them did it and we all got food.
that's good.
That's
So
cool.
I was saved.
And you're
But I do
allowed to tell about it.
remember being like, I may not eat today
This is-
because I don't know the SpongeBob.
Because
theme
I'm
Wow.
song.
uncultured. Yeah, because we were
Yeah.
left in the dark on SpongeBob.
Mm.
Good for you.
Yeah, I also remember like waking up because I think it was the first day we got to Ireland, and I remember, and we're all jet lagged, time's weird.
Yeah.
Excited for that when I go to Sweden.
Yep.
And we all like woke up. I think me and you woke up because we shared a room. We woke up around the same time, and it was like probably like 2 or 3 a.m. Ireland time, and we got cereal, and we had a good cereal breakfast. And it was yummy.
That's a
The
cool memory.
healthiest of
And it was
breakfasts.
wholesome.
That's a cool memory.
Yeah, and I was like,
Actually,
dude, this
yeah.
cereal slaps.
I
kinda
remember
I think
that.
about that often. I'm like, I wish I had that cereal now.
I don't remember the cereal part, but I just remember like us getting there like in the middle of the afternoon. Like it was 3
Yeah.
o'clock there, and me just being like, I'm so tired. Like
Yeah.
I don't
was-
think
I
I
was
ever want to wake
exhausted.
up.
Yeah.
Well, because I didn't really sleep on the trip.
What's your memory?
What's your memory?
What's your
Yes.
flashback?
I'm not
I
going
don't
to do
know.
it. Don't
I-
do it. Don't do it.
so-
Why?
Do it
I
one
have
more time.
like
Put the quote.
um
We're stupid.
yeah.
But
Well,
fun.
so
Are we even?
I don't know if I have like
Sure.
a bunch of like I don't really have a. I just remember
We said one,
like,
didn't you?
Yeah, like one clear one. Some of them. So I had a lot of options. You mentioned one of just like walking to school. Like I remember walking through downtown Dublin was kind of crazy. So
I do
before
remember that.
before we had a car, we really just walked everywhere. And even then,
the
like
bus.
we took the bus,
The bus.
and you could ripple. Like I think there was a point we realized we didn't have to take the bus all the time. Like we were close enough to school where if we just left early
Yeah.
enough, we could walk there.
Mm-hmm.
But most people just walked everywhere. And it was just normal because it's a smaller country. Like, you're not as far away from I mean, like, the walking to the main part of the city in Dublin was like, what, a 30-minute walk?
Yeah,
Not
maybe
even.
so. Maybe
Whereas like
farther,
now walking from here to Cincinnati would take hours.
Yes.
Like it's insane. Like it's just common there. So I remember walking through downtown Dublin, or to the little school we attended, the Spire. The big, needle structure in the middle of Dublin. It was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you guys said that if we ever got lost, the Spire was the
Needed
place
the
to
Spire.
go.
Yep.
And that
You're right.
created an irrational fear that I was always going to get lost wherever we went. And so
Hey, if we leave
I
you at the
always
gift
thought
shop,
about that.
just go to the Spire.
Yeah.
We finally ditched Luke. Let's get out of here.
Bolt.
I wait
get
there
outta
for
here.
forever.
Yeah. Sorry.
One less mouth to feed. But yeah, no, we I remember the Spire. I remember one of the weirdest, clearest memories we have is when we did get that car. That it was a Mitsubishi
Yeah. Oh, good.
crossover. It was a navy blue Mitsubishi crossover thing, right? And so I just remember we listened to these CDs all the time.
Yeah, the Wow Worship CDs.
Wow Christian hits CDs.
Wow, you think you can dance CDs.
Well,
Christian.
but then we
We
would
wish.
listen to those, and then we then put on a rotation of 3 different CDs. I do remember this. And it was the Starfield.
Yes. Dude, I like
Is
them.
it? I think it was called "I Will Go." Is that the name of the album?
Maybe so.
It was the Starfield album. It was the 10th Avenue North debut album, Over and Underneath,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I re-listened
That's
to that
good,
not
man.
that
Good
long
album.
ago.
That's a
I
good
re-listened-
album.
That might still be their best album.
Probably so.
It's so good.
Sucks
And
for
I don't
them.
listen to as much I don't really listen to 10th Avenue North much anymore, but like I re-listened to that. I'm like, man, the nostalgia from that album just killed me because it's just we listened to that all the time. And the last one was the best yet. It was like the best like songs they had up to that point from Switchfoot.
Yeah.
It's like Dare You to
Oh,
Move.
wow. Yeah. I remember that now.
Oh man.
Oh, those
That
were
one-
good.
That one was my favorite because like
Yeah.
that's the closest thing to like a rock album I could listen to. And now I loved that album growing up. So I just weirdly remember like listening to that album. I think at one point we were listening to a Shane and Shane album too. And I would be like, play track number 7 or play this one again. And we specifically want to get to specific songs. But yeah, I just vaguely not vaguely, clearly remember listening to those in Ireland when we would drive to and from places and just being like, and then now like I hear some of those songs like just like if I'm just feeling nostalgic, like I listen, I'll be like, whoa, like the memories just come flooding back.
Yeah,
and
was
sometimes
good.
it's not even like memories like a picture, it's like a feeling. It's weird, but it's just so cool.
There was also there was one other album that I remember. This may have even been before we went to Ireland. Was the Toby Mac
I was thinking that too. Toby Mac.
CD?
Yeah.
Well, something.
Burn for You.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was it.
We listened to that before Ireland.
That's crazy.
I remember we used to listen to that
It's
all the
amazing
time
that you
before.
can. That
That
music.
We listened to that when we were raising support for Ireland.
Yeah.
That may be my earliest
Yes.
memory is listening to Toby Mac in the car.
Man, I did not know music better than Toby Mac at that age.
That's okay. And he's still.
Kicking.
Yeah, he just had a concert not too far from here, actually.
Did he actually?
Yeah, in
he
Troy,
was, he was.
Troy, Ohio.
He was. Him and Brandon Heath
Yeah.
was my first concert.
That was good.
Yeah,
That's a good concert.
that was a
in
great
Troy,
concert.
Ohio, too,
Mhm.
I think. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, we went. Remember Jordan and Morgan
Yeah.
were dating at that point.
Yep.
Then I got married, and then they and
got
then
married
he
there.
did
It's
like
crazy.
he did his like love song from the
Oh,
album.
yeah, and he came out in the
he
crowd.
Came out into the crowd, and we're
Yeah.
like, what? And I like touched his chain or whatever. I was like, this is so cool. And then
touched his chain.
oh, it was sick.
I
It
didn't
was so
wash my
cool.
hand for 3 weeks.
It was great, but then
Still have
he's
it.
doing like his love song, and he's like messing with Jordan Moore, like pushing them close
Yeah.
together during like he's going and be like but
I
doing
remember
this
that
in
now,
the middle
yeah.
of the concert, and I'm like
Da ba
that's
dee
so
ba da ba
cool.
da do.
Nah,
Oh.
baby, where did you go?
That's what he sounded like when he did that.
Toby,
Yeah,
Toby Mac singing Cotton Eye Joe is crazy.
it was bonkers, crazy concert.
I know, but it was that did not happen. By the way, you
Yeah,
did not
right,
sing Cotton Eye
right.
Joe.
It did.
Right.
Trust me.
Don't trust Luke.
I was
But yeah,
there.
that was. I think that's just like a really clear memory.
that
It's
was
just-
good.
There's so many to choose from, but it was such a good.
Yeah. Good people, man.
Yeah, the people were so friendly. Thomas and
Yeah.
Richie and John.
Thomas, Richie, John.
Love hanging out with those guys, playing Tip the Can as the sun went down, playing video
Yeah.
games. Little Big Planet. Yeah, the skateboard free fall one was great.
Oh, dude,
We
memories.
you had to hang on to
Oh,
a
man,
skateboard.
I remember
as
that.
You had to hang
try
on to a
kill
skateboard as you went
everybody
down a
else.
hill, and you had to finish the race before anyone. So you're all hanging on to one giant skateboard, but you're
It's
trying to
so
punch
funny.
people off the
It
skateboard.
was so fun. You're like little like sackcloth characters. It's
It was
so
great.
funny.
And we're doing all of this. Like, there's more to this game than just that one level. But
We
we
only
kept being
played
like,
that
let's
level.
play skateboard free fall, like just so we can punch each other off the skateboard.
It was really fun.
It was so good.
Cool.
Oh man, guys, that was a great
It was.
time. Just reminisce.
It was good.
Good little
Oh,
flashback segment.
good little.
He like points at
Good
Dad.
li- good
He's like,
Dad.
hey,
Hit the button.
I don't know if I'm allowed to touch it.
No,
No.
my board.
You hit the button. Actually.
Go ahead.
But yeah, I thought it'd be cool to talk about this.
That's
So,
good.
Happy late St. Patrick's Day, guys. Hope you got your
Yay.
Shamrock Shakes.
Happy
No,
St.
they're
Patrick's
gross.
Day, everyone.
I've
Yeah.
had 2 Shamrock Shakes in the span of 3 days. It's been great.
And how many times have you gone to the bathroom?
Don't answer that.
Multiple.
Keep going. Keep going.
Anyway, that describes my experience in the bathroom after I had those Shamrock Shakes. Oh gosh.
That was Grant.
Please. I'm so sorry.
That was actually.
Oh
Luke
man,
making
no!
that
Come
noise.
on.
All right,
What
all
are
right.
you?
So-
No way people are still listening at this point, so we're
That's
fine.
true. Probably true.
That's got a point.
It's true.
This is the NFL
By doing this
offseason
15
episode.
minutes after the free agency thing started.
Okay, go ahead.
Like the ringing in people's
Yeah.
ears. This is just devolved into chaos.
I can't wait to watch like the viewer report that you get,
Just
or like
like-
the watch
Yeah.
time, and it's like 50 minutes and just like
No,
dead.
it's gonna be 15 seconds. And everybody, welcome to the NFL offseason. Brr, just like drop
off.
We're going to be talking about the Bengals and the NFL offseason.
Nobody's gonna talk.
Oh, boy.
All
Gonna
right.
get negative.
Here we go.
views.
All right,
Don't we
so-
talk about that every
So
episode?
actually, we're gonna get into
Oh, please,
a
no
segment
more.
that Luke wanted has started.
Luke.
Oh,
Luke started a certain segment
I'm
called
scared.
Flashback.
Oh, sorry, wrong. I'm in too many things. Sorry.
This or that.
You can't
Yes.
do that's Luke. You can't join him on that.
Yeah, hold
It's
on.
just
Do it
Luke.
again.
Oh my gosh.
This or
You were going to do flashback.
Just go.
Okay, keep going.
Just go.
We're doing a this or that segment today, but we're only going to be doing one. We're only going to be doing 2 names.
So this and or that.
No, it's just
It's gonna be
It's-
this.
No, it's this.
just
It's this. It's just this or
I
that.
sent you this player. Next segment.
We're going to get and so. As I mentioned,
Sometimes thinks we have too much fun on this show.
Oh, my
weirdly
word.
enough, I'm the one who tries to keep us on track sometimes.
Oh,
It's
man.
insane.
When I'm not hosting,
Luke and I should not
go
sit
into,
next
like,
to each other.
chaotic
Yeah.
energy
Wait,
mode.
this is why it benefits for you guys to host sometimes.
Here, wait,
because
let's
it keeps you guys.
why don't I just sit there? You sit here.
No. Keep going.
No, then I gotta look at Dad's goatee all day.
It's hidden by his mic. It's an extension
His
of your goatee.
moti. His moti.
Okay, go ahead. Come on,
okay.
let's go.
So we're gonna get into one this or that comparison. And as I mentioned, I've been saving this episode and some of the segments because I've been waiting on the T. Higgins and Jamar Chase contracts to fall. This one I've been waiting specifically for the Jamar Chase contract to fall. Because
Okay.
we're going to debate who is the best receiver in the NFL.
Me.
No.
It's Dad. Yeah, I'm sorry. It
Jamar
is.
Chase.
No, it's
Just
Dad.
We're going to debate.
All right, next.
We're going to get into the great debate of the 2 LSU wide receivers, Justin Jefferson versus Jamar
Brian
Chase.
Thomas.
A lot of people are very much in agreement that they are the best 2. At the very least, that both of these guys are in the top 3. I think. Well, I'll hold on to what I think because I think a lot of people be like, yeah, they're 1A and 1B, right? But I'm like, no. We are going to. I want to debate. Is there a clear winner between the 2 of them?
No.
So we're going to debate Justin Jefferson versus Jamar Chase. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. We're going to start with Luke. Luke, let's go this or that. Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson?
It's kind of funny because if you were to like, who I would want on the Bengals is I would want Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase fits the Bengals very, very well. I think I think thrives potentially more in the offense than Justin Jefferson would. But at the same time, if you look at numbers, this is really the only year where Jamar Chase has beaten Justin Jefferson in receiving yardage. I don't know what I'm saying. In receiving yards this year. I think, and Justin Jefferson, his quarterback play was, it was good, but
Sam Darnold had a great year this year.
yeah, but at the same time, I think that it's a new quarterback, and I think there was just some time to adjust it. I think he might have been injured, maybe, right?
Did he miss any games this year?
I don't know.
I know he missed some games last year, but maybe not. But I think that with I don't know, and like a vacuum, I think I may. Oh, I don't know. This is hard. I don't think there. I really.
It's not an easy conversation.
It's not, and I don't think that there is one, because I think that in different systems, each will thrive better.
Yep.
So I'm gonna. This is a cop out. I think they're also very different receivers, and I think that.
Okay.
I don't know. If you're going off of just the last year and who are going into next year, which I guess that's what this or that is, I am taking Jamar Chase.
Okay.
For next year.
Okay. Dad?
Yeah, is that what this is? Like just going purely off of last year?
I think the theme for this or that has been, who would you take going into next season? On your team?
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't have a clear winner in that one.
I think it's hard to pick one.
It is.
I don't know. I feel like, and this is purely not based on any stats or anything that I know, because I don't know.
Yeah, that's okay.
I
got you.
I kind of feel like, who do I trust more to just come through and get? I guess I go Chase in that. I feel like if this or that is based upon the previous year or whatever, then I think I go Chase. But I do think Justin Jefferson is incredible in the sense that I don't think he's had the consistent quarterback play.
I agree.
That Chase has had.
I think we can all agree.
And I don't think he's had the.
Chase has had the better quarterback. Easy.
Well, but I also say I don't think. I mean, Chase has had Higgins. Chase has had some of these other players around him, that I think open it up for him a little bit.
Agreed.
So, whereas I don't think Jefferson has had that, and yet Jefferson still is up there, if not the best wide receiver in the league.
My only, because I do think that it can be a good and a bad thing for the Jamar Chase case, because at the same time, it opens it up for him, but also it does take targets away from him.
Yes.
Because he has more.
True.
There's other options.
But I don't think it's like a knock or a positive. I really think it kind of evened itself out. I think.
Maybe,
the con to that argument, I think, like Luke is saying, kind of balances out the pro to that argument.
Maybe, but I would say then, but okay.
Maybe a little.
But as a defense, then you could lean heavy on Jefferson because, and so the fact that Jefferson gets what he gets.
Oh, I agree.
With defenses definitely leaning toward him because there's no one else that they fear, other wide receivers that they fear, and he still goes and gets his. Whereas Chase has.
I was gonna say Jordan Addison. He's good, but he's no T.
But he's new. I would say.
And he was hurt.
So I don't know if that's where it's kind of like if I'm going. If I had to pick right now, I feel like I would trust Chase more. And I don't know why. I just feel like I would. That's where I would go.
Probably. So part of that is probably because we all like the Bengals, even if they're not our favorite team. Like, it's hard to not want to.
I don't think that's a bias. I think that's just.
I'm not. For me, but
I'm just trying to look at it. No, I don't really care, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's.
So part of me is like, but if I gotta go on my gut, I'm like, okay, it's fourth down. It's either you got to convert this 4th and 12, and who do I trust to go sit down in the middle, go get something, or whatever. I kind of lean Chase on that.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's a little bit bigger body.
He is. He's more physical.
More physical. So I feel like I trust him more to go get it than Jefferson. Not that Jefferson can't, but I think I trust more Chase to be more physical, to just create a little bit more space and go get it.
Yeah.
Well said. So,
Thank you.
All right.
I'm going to.
Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, those are very good thoughts on the subject.
Thank you.
Here's my take with a lot of people. You bring in the whole QB play aspect of it, and I think that is a very valid argument, and I think you have to consider that, right? Chase has had a top 3 quarterback on his team for the entirety of his career. Jefferson has not. Jefferson has had Kirk Cousins and Sam Darnold, and who else did he have on his team? I can't even remember.
I think just Kirk Cousins.
Is it just literally just Kirk Cousins and Sam Darnold?
Oh, and he had Josh Dobbs.
Oh, yeah.
Who was the other guy?
Was it Mason Rudolph?
No. Oh, what was his?
Oh,
I don't know.
I know you're talking about.
I can't remember his name.
But it proves my point, right? Like, he's had quarterbacks you either can't name or not nearly as big an issue. Oh, no.
Nick Mullen.
Yes.
Dude,
that's it.
pull that baby out of a hat.
Good job. But yeah, he has not had the quarterback play that Chase has had, and he has had seasons where he's still outperformed Chase.
Yes.
My only, and a lot of people would say, like, oh, well, like, I think you've even heard Burrow himself on the record go, like, there are some things that Chase does better than Jefferson, and there are things that Jefferson does better than Chase. I would agree with that. However, I think the gap between the things that Chase does better than Jefferson is larger than the things that Jefferson does better than Chase. Yeah. And what I mean by that is, okay, I would say that Jefferson is more like vertical receiver, solid fundamental, like in the air, kind of go up and grab the ball, kind of like receive, like, because he's just so clean at like his vertical jump, his hands when he gets up, like, whereas Chase, the thing that I think Chase does so well is like his yards after the catch, right? Like, you put the ball in his hands in even just a little bit of space, he will be gone,
and he running back real fast.
Will run people over. Like, he's so good at that, and he can move around. Like, he plays the slot really well. His route running's very crisp. But I think, like, he also is a good vertical threat, like Jefferson.
You saw that in the Ravens game, I think.
Yeah.
I think the Ravens game where he had
the deep
like
ball
260
stuff,
some yards and 3 touchdowns.
Let me pull it back even further. The game against Kansas City in the AFC Championship where he mossed 2 defenders. He went up and grabbed the ball on double coverage. Like, that's a Justin Jefferson type thing. You'd be like, Jefferson does that better than Chase, and I would agree. But I think Chase can also do those things well, even though, like, that might not be the thing he does as much, because now they're kind of moving him around more. They're having him play the slot, so it's harder to get the matchups they want with him, right? And it's not to say Jefferson can't do those things either, but I just think the things that Chase does better than Jefferson, he does more, I don't know how to explain, more better than Jefferson than the things that Jefferson does more better than Chase, if that makes sense.
Just does better.
Yes,
more
but
better.
I would say, and so I want to credit my roommate.
English.
The big take I want to make on this, and I want to credit my roommate with this. My roommate Alex brought up a really good point, and the minute he said it, I was like, this makes so much sense. He said that he's like, I think Chase is the highest ceiling out of any receiver in the NFL, but that ceiling is determined by elite quarterback play. He said, I think if you give both receivers an elite quarterback, he said, I think Chase does do better than Justin Jefferson, but I think as you go further down the quarterback performance, Jefferson is like the bar, like lowers. Chase kind of the bar. Yeah, but like Jefferson is a better receiving option than Jamar Chase. I know that's weird.
Graph.
If it was a graph.
This,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it would be a decline, and Chase would be like a steady decline, whereas I think Jefferson would be more of a slower.
Yes, the decline in Jamar Chase's production would be way sharper. Would be sharper than Justin Jefferson, which we've seen because Justin Jefferson has done great things with mid to slightly above average quarterback play.
Yeah.
So, and I love that take. So I'm kind of like, man, that does make a lot of sense. So I would say of the two, if you're giving me an elite quarterback, I'm taking just Jamar Chase over Justin Jefferson. But if we don't know who the quarterback is, the safer option would be to take Justin Jefferson over Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
But I think, like Alex, my roommate Alex said, I think Chase has the highest ceiling in the NFL out of any receiver in the NFL. I said this last year when the top three were like, it's Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase. I told him, I don't know if it's him or someone has like, I think Chase has the potential to be the best wide receiver in the NFL. And he proved that this year. He won the Triple Crown. 1,700 yards, 17 touchdowns, 100 and I don't know how many receptions. It's crazy.
120 something.
It was crazy. Really good numbers. Good for him. But I think if we go back to this or that, who am I taking the next season? I think I'm taking Jamar Chase. He won the Triple Crown. But if we're debating who's better,
but we're not. We're not debating.
I was kind of
know who the best receiver
I was roping in this or that into debating who's better personally. But I would say Jefferson is more consistent. I would say Chase is got a higher ceiling dependent on quarterback play. That is where I would go.
I think my career NFL receiver is better than both of them.
Well, it's probably because you went 99 overall and gave like
No.
insane stats.
Dude, this is just really
looks
good.
like I would take Cooper DeJean over both those guys.
I got Madden because I just been kind of
get Madden?
bored. And it's free on the Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass.
Wait, is it seriously?
Yeah. And so I was like, I should be fun. I was like,
I could get Madden. Ooh, Grant's about to go nuts.
It would just be fun to like, because in Madden 13 I had a receiver. It was just fun to just mess around with. So I was like, yeah, for nostalgia's sake, I'll do it. And the past year, I put up like 5,000 receiving yards, like 55 touchdowns, and like I think 400 receptions.
Dude.
and then last
it's like
game,
every pass is to Luke.
it was. Last game, I had 31 catches for 400. for 465 yards, and I think 8 touchdowns.
Did you win?
Oh yeah, we won. We
Those are
smoked them.
stats. Those are receiver stats that come over the course of 4 games, let alone one.
The announcers were like, "We've never seen this type of performance." And like, you won't.
I think
The
that's
glory
more-
of the video
I
game
think those stats
success.
are better than what Andre Yoshivas had in last season.
Yeah.
Like that's greater
was-
than what he had.
All right, can we move on,
Sorry.
please?
I did want to
Yes.
mention that because it was really funny.
You
Let's
guys are
go.
like, yeah, I'm just trying to.
No, I'm not talking about
Your
you. I'm
segments
talking
are
about,
boring.
talking about
love my
Luke bringing up
segment.
the video game.
It was
Oh.
fun, and it was
Madden,
Whatever.
I thought about getting Madden,
was a-
but
Flashback. Okay.
oh goodness. Okay.
All right, what's next?
I would love
gonna
to
miss me.
count.
I'm
how many
getting
times-
tired on our own
I
podcast.
know, me too.
I love this stuff.
Guys, don't
See,
listen to this.
This
This
is
is
what's
not
crazy.
good.
They don't love this. You guys are not as into. I love talking
We
about
know.
this stuff. I could talk about this stuff for so long. Okay.
I know because you do talk about it for so
Yeah,
long.
and it's about time I brought it onto the show.
What?
All right.
So guys, just this is the title. This is the episode you skip. Skip this episode for your own good.
Well, we love it.
Don't
Let's go.
do
Come on,
that.
G. Come on.
okay, we've got 3 more segments to do.
Oh my
What?
gosh!
It's a minute. It's an hour and 22
That's
minutes
okay.
already.
It's
No,
okay.
no.
It's okay.
We
We'll be
we
fine.
need to be done in 8 minutes.
We do.
No, we will not.
Yes.
we do not. We're
I
fine.
need to be done in 8
I
minutes.
need to be done in 8
What?
minutes.
That's awful.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Okay, wait.
I gotta like do
so,
stuff.
Something.
So what we're gonna do? I'm gonna say it.
Anything.
I'm gonna say it so we're locked into doing it. We're gonna do the new segment, and then we're gonna do a mock draft of round 1
In
for
8
this year's
minutes.
draft.
Let's
5
go.
minutes.
7 minutes.
So we're gonna do a new segment and
So,
this
all
other
right,
segment,
shut up,
and
shut
then
up,
the
shut up.
last segment that we were
So
gonna
the
do.
new segment
Go.
we're gonna do. I
Make
like
it
to
faster.
call.
Make it snappy.
I wish we had a sound effect.
Speak
for
faster.
this. Versus is the new
Versus.
segment. Versus.
I don't know what to do for
Smash
versus.
Bros. Okay, anyway. So the way that versus works is I'm going to name a specific position of a sport. And we all have to say who we think of the 3 of us would be the best. We have to rank us in order of best at that position to worst at that position.
Okay. We got to do this
I'll
quickly.
give
Come on.
5
No.
5
Yeah.
positions.
Okay, go.
Okay.
First
go.
position is we're just going to quarterback in the NFL.
Me.
Me.
I said dad.
What? That's
I'm kinda-
eyesight's
I'm
going.
also
Yours
hurt.
glasses.
I'm also hurt. Nobody thought me. I'm
You have to wear
really
glasses.
hurt. Nobody
Get
thought
those
me.
knocked off. What are you?
I'll wear
eyes?
wear my contacts. Okay,
You really
I go.
don't think I could do it? That's kind of sad.
No.
Oh, that's so sad.
I think I'm the best.
I
arm.
think we need height at that position. Luke's taller than
I
all of
agree.
us.
I agree.
So I got to go Luke, I think. I go 1, 2, 3.
Who? What of what?
quarterback. What's
Ranking.
number
1,
one?
2,
Luke's,
3.
remember the ranking.
Luke's
1, 2,
one,
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
two.
and I'm 3.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think Luke
Grant,
turns
we don't have time to
Luke
talk
turns
about
the ball
this.
over too much, I feel like.
Maybe so.
When? Okay, hold on. What? There are 0 stats for
You
this.
just said, Grant, let's hurry up. And then you're like,
He just has baseless things.
you
When we,
just,
when we would play
All right,
just
we're
said,
moving on.
all right,
and
Grant, hurry up,
and
move
Luke
on.
turns the ball over too much. Hey,
and then Luke
when we,
blows
Alright,
up.
go
when
ahead.
we played
All right,
pickup,
go ahead.
I felt like whenever we'd play pickup, you threw too many interceptions.
I
Go.
never played quarterback because I was better than
Grant would be
everybody
a good
else.
RPO quarterback.
Grant would be a good,
I
like,
agree.
I don't know,
I'm
defensive
probably
Because he's
better at-
coordinator.
really quick and fast.
He'd be a good special teams player.
As I get schlocked in the backfield. Okay. Next,
Okay.
next one. Next versus goalie in the MLS. Goalie, specifically goalie.
I don't know why, but I would want to see Luke play.
I
this.
also put
I was
Luke.
actually going to say me. I actually did play
I
a little
think
bit
you
of goalie
did.
when I
Didn't you
played
play
right
Yeah.
goalie for a bit? How was
No,
it?
I feel
Terrible.
like I'd go Grant 1 on this. You
No.
2 and me
Faster.
3.
He has
I
good
did-
instincts.
The problem.
What?
My instincts.
Grant's good instincts.
Yeah.
My instincts. All right, it's not going.
No,
to,
no.
It's not good.
1,
I
2,
don't want to talk
3.
about your end. That's
1, 2, 3.
yeah. I think that's fair.
Dude, I'm last
it
every
goes,
time.
I think it's 1.
That's stinky.
Luke
Okay,
is
so-
1. I'm 2. You're 3.
Please tell me there's like I don't know, like the water boy, so that dad can be first in
Bench
something.
warmer.
No.
Yeah.
Dad's 1.
Okay.
All right, go.
Okay. This one's in honor of Joseph, race car driver in F1.
Ooh,
Me.
Emily would say not me because I'm a bad driver. So I'm
I'd
gonna
say me.
Dad.
I would say Luke because it's so quick and it's a need for speed thing, and Luke
Oh,
would be
dude.
reckless enough to take chances. It would either his chances would either cost him the race or win him the race.
Then he'd be pull a pastrami from this last
Oh, dude, that was so
race.
Sad.
That was sad, wasn't
I
it?
didn't see it.
It was.
That was- I
broke
felt
my
horrible
heart.
for that
I did
kid.
Too.
Anyway, so I would say me 1.
That's crazy that we're like in F1.
I know.
now.
I'm loving
I
it. I
couldn't
loved
do
it.
it.
Me
Dude,
too.
I loved it. So I would go 1.
Lucas 2. I could tell you immediately
Okay,
why
Luke
it wouldn't
2.
be me.
Okay, why?
I get tension headaches too easily, and that would
That's
stress
true.
me out.
dude.
Yeah,
I would
true.
get
Oh,
so
that'd be
stressed.
brutal.
So between
I
us,
would
1 or
stress
2.
out too
I would
much.
say you won.
Okay.
I would say Luke 1, but I get that. Dad, or Luke 1 or 2.
I have more
All right.
experience
Grant will
on
be
the road.
taking Excedrin migraine in the
I'm
back.
not gonna say I'm a good driver because
All right, go ahead.
I'll be taking migraine medicine in the back.
Okay.
All right. 4th,
Yep.
wide receiver 3 for the Bengals, primarily slot
Grant.
receiver.
Grant.
Yeah, I
you're
had to do that.
fast.
I'm sorry, I had to do that for
Yeah,
myself.
Grant.
Charlie Jones,
Obviously.
Grant
That's
Jones.
the dream.
True.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
That's the dream, man.
Yeah.
Catching. But I would get
All right,
hit
so
once
next-
and die.
Hunter Renfro, you remind me of him a little bit.
Hunter Renfro's out of the league. Can you believe that?
Really?
sad, bro.
Yeah, he's like working as like an engineer. or
No
something.
way.
That's
Anyway.
Not
sad,
an
bro.
engineer, probably something.
Okay,
athletic,
so I go
but-
Grant on that.
I would love to do that. Become the next.
I
the
go
white,
1, 2, 3.
I'd become the
Yeah.
white Tyler Boyd.
Yeah,
Kinda
do it.
awesome.
Okay,
Yeah.
go.
Love that. All right. This is the only one I will probably debate on.
Uh-oh.
Center in the NBA.
Why would it ever not be me?
I can tell you why. Because I'm better at rebounding than you are.
You try way too hard. If I was like an actual game, I would definitely out-rebound you.
I don't know.
I'm taller than you.
I feel
I
like
jump higher than you.
I,
So here's
everything else
this is
about
this is why
NBA,
it's a debate.
everything
This
else
is why
about
it's a debate.
basketball,
Yep.
it's not even a question.
Yep. No.
You
are
dribble
better-
like Stuart Little.
You are better at scoring. I'm better at rebounding.
That's what they would call you, is Stuart Little.
Okay.
so. Maybe he'd
You
still.
would look like Dennis Rodman, but way worse.
You understand you're only like 2 inches taller than I am, right? I can out vertical you in a
You
straight.
cannot out vertical me.
Yes,
not
I can.
anymore.
I think I could. If I,
I don't
got,
think you can anymore.
Well, okay, so
And
all right, so
volleyball.
we're gonna do a. We can't do it down here, but we need to record a video of you guys doing a vertical contest,
I will wear my knee sleeves. For
and
that.
you
No,
will.
no.
I have to.
This is
It's-
going to
I
be
will-
raw.
Hold on,
Raw
hold on, hold on.
talent.
We're gonna have a competition between Grant and Luke at some point down the road to see who has the higher vertical, who can
Highest
out.
jump,
Okay, highest jump, and
We
then
need
we'll
one of those
post
things
it.
you use at the combine where
Yeah,
you touch
I
like
know.
the top.
Okay,
Yeah.
so am I not in the race at all, and am I not even like considered here for
I can
center of the
out-jump-
three?
I can
It
out-jump
doesn't
you.
matter
He
about
can-
jumping.
I
He
think
can outscore
I
you.
could outbox you. I could put my
I've
body on
Dad,
you,
Dad.
and I could get
That's
you
a
out
foul
of the
I've
box.
played against
What?
you.
That's a foul now.
I have played against you.
Doesn't
I
matter.
can. I've played
I
center
think in
against
Bob
you. I can
Pettit's
beat you.
era, you could be good.
I don't.
Maybe.
I remember we played as cousins, and I was
Okay,
in charge
okay,
of
but
marking
this
you.
is-
Everything's
rebounds.
about your jump. It's not about just your jump.
Hold
I
on.
weigh 10 pounds more than I did back then.
That's true.
I've been
I
putting
weigh
on
more
muscle.
than you.
So what?
I'm fat. Call me Jokic.
Lukic.
Or just Luka Doncic. or something like that.
All right, so
crazy.
we're done. Move on.
Okay.
Good job.
Oh,
Yay!
There's
We have
no
one-
way though.
We have 1 minute left for the.
Everybody in the comments.
for the mock draft.
Would
Yeah.
you rather have an NBA player who can actually play basketball, or have somebody who can maybe out rebound better?
Listen, we all know it's probably Luke on that,
Yeah.
right? We know
Maybe.
we know it's Luke, but it's
There's no
gonna
maybe.
be it's Luke. But I
Dude,
just
he
thought
goes to
I
shoot
just-
and everyone like ducks their head.
dude, just like we are just through that.
Send you to Africa. You can build some houses with those bricks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on. So for
Whatever.
this, I need Luke's
So-
phone.
I'm
All right,
so-
we're moving on to the end.
I'm
next-
so sorry.
So I need Luke's phone for this last bit of the segment. I need your phone.
Why? Come
Are we
on.
done?
We
This
got
is
a
the
minute.
Last segment. This is the last segment.
Hurry,
have a
let's
minute.
go quick.
What we're gonna do is we got the NFL draft coming up, right? Next month in April, I believe.
Yeah.
Correct. What we're gonna do, we're gonna get onto PFF's website.
Oh,
We're
I'm
going
already
to-
bored.
We are going to, dude.
Go. Come
I
on.
like it. I'm just trying to do an NFL
No.
offseason episode. Okay, we're going to do an NFL mock draft just of the first round.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to simulate all the teams except for I will be picking for the Bengals, Dad will be picking for the Browns, and Luke will be picking for the Broncos.
Okay.
Every other team in the first round we
Okay.
will simulate. And we
Okay,
will go
go.
slow so we can
Go slow. I don't think we should go slow. We should
No,
probably
go fast.
well, but we need to know who's on the board. So it'll
Okay.
automate.
No.
It'll automate. Don't
Okay.
worry.
auto draft for me.
I'll go as quick as possible with what we've got. Okay.
Do it.
So
Auto draft for
Dad
me.
will
What?
have the Browns pick.
Sweet.
I will select for the Bengals, and Luke will select for the Broncos. We will
Okay.
do round one. All right. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. The Titans select Cam Ward.
Okay.
Dad.
I
who
make
are
a
you
trade.
You can't trade.
picking? You can make a trade in here, but let's just,
It's
if
gonna
for
be
time's sake,
Yeah, there's no.
for time's
we gotta
sake.
worry about time. I want to make a trade.
So, Dad, I'm going to pass the phone to you.
Okay.
Ridiculous.
I love it.
I'm going
Double
to
standards.
Dad, I'm going
What?
to pass the phone to you. You
Okay.
get to
Passing
you get
the
to
phone to
select.
somebody who's
you tell
gonna
us
draft a
who are
wide
some names
receiver.
on the board you're interested in and who are you taking?
I'm interested in Travis Hunter. I'm interested in
Corner or wide receiver?
Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter.
Edge.
I'm interested in.
Get Abdul Carter.
No, I think I will get. I'll go Travis Hunter at the 2.
Travis Hunter. All right, so with the second pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, Poppy's Browns select Travis Hunter,
Yeah.
wanna talk about his Browns.
cornerback / wide receiver from Colorado.
I like it.
All right, locking
Okay.
the pick in.
Is it that long?
Armand Membo, tackle from Missouri, got picked. Abdul Carter went pick 4 to the Patriots. Will Campbell went to the Jags. Genty went to the Raiders. Ashton
Shoot.
Genty, running back. Tyler Warren, the tight end, went to the Jets.
Ooh.
Jihad Campbell from Alabama went to the Panthers. Shamar Stewart, dang it, went to the Saints. I love that guy. Mason Graham, defensive line, went to the Bears. Emin Wari from South Carolina, safety, went to the 49ers. McMillan, wide receiver from Arizona, went to the Cowboys.
Shoot.
Mikael Williams went to the Dolphins. Mike Green, went to the Colts. I
don't
like
know
Mike
any of
Green.
these
His
guys.
nickname.
Mike Green crap.
And
to say it like that,
okay,
too.
Donovan. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Ezeroku
Donovan
from
McNabb.
Boston College. Edge went to the Falcons, and Will Johnson. Would have loved Will Johnson. Went to the Cardinals. Okay, so the Bengals are on the clock. Looking at these names, we've got Luke. Correct me if I get it. Jedi Barron from the corner from Texas is on the board.
How would I know that he was
Malachi
there?
Starks from Georgia. Okay, name that pops out to me is if James Pierce Jr., the edge from Tennessee, is available at pick 17, I am slamming that draft button. The only issue with him is character concerns a little bit, but he's got insane talent. So I'm going to draft to play opposite Trey Hendrickson, defensive end James Pierce Jr. at
Okay.
pick 17. Luke, make sure you let people know who's gotten picked ahead of time.
Jalen Walker got picked.
Dang it. Wait, he was on the board? Oh my gosh, I missed that?
2 trades.
Okay. What? You were all over me.
No,
about
I was
making
just kidding.
Oh.
Luther Burden's available.
Wide
Amika
receiver.
Ibuka is available.
Ooh, two
okay.
good wide receiving options. Both are available?
Yeah.
Wow.
Those are great receiving options.
Yeah. Colston Loveland is also eyeing.
That's
The
good.
tight end from Michigan.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. They just got Evan. The Broncos just got Evan Ingram.
True.
I know, but
true.
I mean,
I would get a wide receiver.
I mean,
Especially
yeah.
if Luther Burden's on the board, dude.
Yeah.
I wish we had a screen so that people could see behind us what we're looking at. But you
I
just gotta trust.
obviously, I really wanted Genty to fall. I don't think he ever will.
No,
No.
it's rare he's falling outside the top 10.
Quinton Judkins.
Yeah,
is
from Ohio
another
State.
guy
Ooh,
that I
they
was
do need a
looking
running
at.
back, don't they?
Yeah.
Broncos need a running back.
There's a lot of really good options on the board. Do
Let's
I go
go.
Luther Burden or I have to go Emeka Egbuka because of he's going to he went to a great college. OSU products. There's just
Competition.
something about
Ohio
him.
State wide receivers
Ohio State
usually
and
end up
LSU
being
wide receivers,
good.
yeah.
And I think he
Translate
will
what to the
fit
NFL.
well with what the Broncos
Yeah.
are doing.
I think that's good.
I'm drafting Emeka Egbuka.
Would you mind letting us
Ohio
know
State.
some of the other notable picks that came at the end of that?
Kenneth Grant, drafted by
Doesn't wow
Pittsburgh. Matthew Golden was drafted by the Chargers. Malachi Starks by the Packers.
me. The fact that he felt it all that.
Jade Barron
Man,
from
he's still on the board.
Kevin Banks, Houston. Omarion Hampton went to the Rams. Interesting. Tyler Booker went to the Ravens. Walter Nolan went to the Lions.
That's the name the
Harmon
Bengals. Actually, that's the name the
went to
Bengals
the
had their eye on.
Commanders. Colston Loveland went to the Bills. Gray Zabel went to the
Okay,
Chiefs.
dude.
And
We don't have to give all 7 rounds of the draft.
That's what he told me to do.
I said
I'm just
notable. I didn't
following.
say like the whole thing. I said what are some of the other notable
I
names?
just
I know, but
kinda
he was
don't
giving
listen
I
everyone
will
when
say,
talk.
I will
He's
say
giving
Walter
everyone-
Nolan is one of the names, the defensive interior that the Bengals are looking at.
Yeah.
And I heard that unless James Pierce Jr. or who's the other guy? I heard that like unless he or Will Johnson's available at 17, they will probably pick Walter Nolan.
All right.
I don't
Yeah.
agree with that. I think they should go
So-
edge instead of interior, but
Okay.
James Pierce Jr. is pretty good.
Browns got to draft an A on their draft pick.
Oh,
Nice.
Dad got
yeah.
an
Bengals also got an A
I
on their
agree.
draft pick.
A. Yeah, James Pierce Jr. is a big sign.
Yeah.
And the Broncos also got an A with their
Hey,
draft
nice.
Yeah.
Good job.
The way PFF ranks that is a lot of times if the player's rating is like let's say your player's rated 18,
pick. I'll just keep it.
but like you pick like
Hold on to it.
25.
Yeah.
They see that as like, oh, you got somebody rated higher than your pick. That's a huge steal for
cool.
you, and
Yeah.
also a position of need. But I think it's dumb if it's a position of need, but then it's like, well, it's number 67. I have pick 49.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's a C because you picked someone. And like, but
All
here's the best
right,
available
that
corner.
Yeah.
is the Sports F.A.M. podcast.
All right, are we good?
You're mean.
If I'm so mean, why don't you throw a flag?
Are we good? Is this it?
Well, I was gonna do a hot take personal
we
preference
can't.
edition.
Oh,
No.
we can save it for next time.
Yeah, I say.
Well, for the episode, you're not here.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
for people who don't know, I leave for Sweden for a work training trip,
Luke will be gone next episode,
I leave
possibly the
Saturday.
next 2 episodes.
and I do not get
Sad
back
moment.
till April 16th, I believe.
Wow.
So I'll be gone for a little while.
Yes.
So
we'll be
I'll be
Okay.
able to record the podcast, but I do believe that they will have 1, maybe 2 podcasts without me. So do not
Yeah.
fret. The Sports F.A.M.
we will get somebody to fill in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've talked about maybe having Joseph back.
Yeah, if you have a suggestion of who you'd like
Yeah.
to join us
Yes.
in place of Luke for the next
Yeah.
episode, please let us know. Let us know in the
Yes. So
comments.
Also, it's understandable if viewership drops because I'm not there.
and
I
don't
get
forget to
it.
subscribe and like and sign up. You still have time, or do you not?
You have 2 days left to join the March Madness
Wait,
yes.
Tournament
hold on.
Challenge.
Yep. No.
When will this be posted?
Oh.
You have no days to
It's
sign up for the
over.
March
Sorry.
Madness bracket.
Thanks for those who
Yeah.
already signed up.
Dude, we have like 12 or 13 people. I mean,
That's great.
some of that's us, but like we've
Yeah.
got
I'm
a
not
lot
in it,
of
so
You're
And-
not?
no.
that
Sorry.
means you and I are the only ones.
I'm not going
like,
to be able
on
to
the
watch any
show.
March Madness while I'm in Sweden.
That's unfortunate.
That's true.
It is. Well, I probably can.
We've
but
got
I
a
just
lot
don't.
of people signed up for it, so it's good. And I think I've got at least one more person who
Cool.
said they're interested that wants to join. So.
All right, here we go.
But guys, thank you so much for tuning into the
Yes, thank
special.
you guys. Woo!
Thank you for tuning into the special NFL offseason edition of the Sports F.A.M. podcast. Thank you so much. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel.
Yep.
Please give in your comments for the questions
Let's
you'd like
do
us to
it.
answer
Yeah.
for the future.
Topics you want us
Yes.
to talk about?
Absolutely. But
Debates.
until then, this is us signing off from the Sports F.
Hey.
M
Podcast.
podcast.
Woo!